Hi. Hello. Oh, hi. Scary. What's scary? Because I'm a shark. But hello, everyone. Hold on, chat looks kind of weird. Does chat look stretched to you guys? Thank you for the sub. Thank you, Lay TTS. How do I smush you guys? It looks good. Oh, not that. All right, I think you guys are just gonna be chopped. Sorry. But we have streams back, like real streams instead of just phone streams. It feels so good to be back. Oh my gosh, thank you for the 7 months. Sikwasi? Thank you. The new setup is tough. Thank you. This is my house. There's the cat tree. I'm so happy that it's on camera. So Bambi's been sleeping in this one, and Little Bear's like claimed this one. So they each have their own spots. So you can see them on stream. Oh my gosh, thank you all for the resubs. And I'm so bad at reading people's usernames. Acnesilic? Thank you for 9 months, holy crap. And thank you, Dylan. Hi, Lexi, hope you're having a really amazing day so far. I am, thank you. 7 months rookie numbers, holy crap, thank you for the 18 months. Pogork, thank you, everyone. Can you do a backflip? No. I mean, I could, but I could probably do it once. And then never stream again, because I would be died. And thank you for the 12 months, I am Gur. Are you all set up already? Kind of. I got the PC set up. But if you can see behind me, that's my unfinished wardrobe. I built the wardrobe itself, but I can't put the doors on because the doors are huge and heavy, and it's going to be like a 3-person job. The wardrobe itself was... Didn't know that 13 was pronounced 18. Pogork resubscribed for 18 months at tier 1. They've been subscribed for 13 months. Am I flipping them? Welcome to my 1-year anniversary where I'm still figuring out how to be a streamer. Is that an air fryer? Yes. But yeah, the wardrobe was definitely a 2-person job, but I'm very stubborn and I just did it myself. It was very difficult. And I spent most of the day yesterday building the other one that you can't see, but I haven't finished. Thank you for the resub, Ray Games YT. Thanks to Kittles and Bits for my sub gift. Thank you. Can we go into the dishwasher? I feel like it's kind of weird that you guys can see my kitchen. I don't know. Because in the last house, stream was in my bedroom, which feels like it should feel more personal. But I don't know why it feels weirder that you guys can see my kitchen now. Like that somehow feels more personal. But I think the setup is cool. My TV is there and my couch is there. It's so messy. I'm still unpacking. I'm sorry, guys. It looks like a nice kitchen, though. I like it. There's not a lot of counter space, like at all. So it's gonna be hard to cook. But I haven't been cooking yet. I've been waiting to, feel like I'm finished unpacking before I do a big grocery shop, which means I still have no food in my house. Show us the blind goose boy. He's there. He's there with no eyes. You put us in your drawer during building stream. Now we want to explore inside the appliances. You want to see my dishwasher? That's secret. Where'd you buy the shark blanket? This was on Amazon. It's like a onesie. I figured I would keep the trend of my first stream in a new place being a onesie stream, because it was Piplup last time. And I was going to do Piplup again, but Celebi, Jas, and I went to a museum, and it was like a cinema museum, and they had a Jaws exhibit, like the shark movie. I love that movie. I love the Jaws movies. And And I think I can show you. They had like a giant shark suspended from the ceiling. So yeah, that inspired the shark fit for today. And thank you for the resub. Gaming Shark Andre. Fitting. She has hands. Let me see if I can find the photo. I have too many pictures. This was too long ago. Dun 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 dun. Oh, here it is. Look at the shark. It was so cool. Thank you for the sub, Element Breeze. 13 months on the anniversary. How's your day been so far? It's been good. I woke up pretty late because I stayed up really late trying to finish my wardrobes because I really wanted to finish the wardrobes and put all of my clothes away. I've unpacked pretty much all my boxes except for clothes and cosplays. So those are the boxes still in my living room. Jaws or Pink Panther? I didn't watch Pink Panther growing up. I only know Jaws. This is so random, but I figured out the other day that my camera can zoom in and out. I had no clue it could do that. Look. I didn't know it could do that. Yes, cameras can do that. I didn't know. Okay. A full one room, all in one studio. It's going to be convenient. Yeah, it's a lot more compact. I was worried I would feel like claustrophobic with my whole house being basically 2 rooms, but it's actually really nice. And I got these. Jas recommended me these anti-chew cables for the cats. Nothing has ever worked for them to stop chewing cables, but these work. I'm still in shock. I'm so happy because of my cat's affinity for chewing wires. They've never been able to sleep in my room with me because they'll chew my charging cords, they'll chew computer cords, they'll chew everything, which is so sad because when I first got the cats, they would sleep in my bed with me and they would like sleep in the crook of my arm, and it was so sweet. But then one day Little Bear discovered wires, and then nothing we ever did stopped him from chewing wires. And so they got like banished from my room at night. But the other night, for like the first time since they were little kittens, I got to sleep with him in my bed. So I'm very happy. I also got a new mic stand for the move, and I'm struggling with it. It's a lot better. My old mic stand was very not good, but this one I can adjust forward and back, but I can't move it up or down. And I always fidget with my mic, like moving it everywhere. So this is going to be a struggle, maybe. It's much sturdier. Yeah, much sturdier. Have they been meowing at the door or closet? You guys jinxed it. You were like, when is Bambi going to start meowing at a door? Like, when is he going to pick a door to meow at? He picked a door. It's the front door. He keeps parking himself right in front of the front door and just meowing and meowing and meowing. Is that the HyperX Quadcast? Yes. Yes, it is. I was going to flip it around to show you, but I can't do that anymore. But yes, it is. Solution: replace the entire desk with one you can raise and lower. I'm already low-key getting a wig headache. The plan today was to yap a little bit and then play games, but I think I'm just gonna yap and probably cut stream short because I want to finish these wardrobes today. Did Gustavo's eyes survive the move? I still have the one eye that I did have. I don't think I have his second eye though. Whoops. What about the Insta questions? Yes, that is what we're doing today. We're doing Q&A from Insta. I posted on my Instagram story about a Q&A because that's what I did for my very first stream. The movers took his other eye as payment. I might have put it in like that box, but I haven't checked. Is your rent subsidized by your agency? Absolutely not. I missed it. Why the move to LA? I did say I would talk more about that. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But I have other random yap things to catch up on since I haven't streamed in a minute. I was gonna stream me building the wardrobes, but then I decided it would probably be best not to because it's like a very involved ordeal. And I did almost fall off of my stool, so I think it's a good thing I didn't stream it. Can we have a free goose love? Fine. Since it's the first stream back. Stool 1, Lexi 0. Well, Little Bear like ran into it and knocked it over. Now you can throw Gustavo off screen. Yeah, there's so much space now. Are the cats adjusting well? They are. Even though this place is a lot smaller than my old apartment, now that I have the wires situation taken care of, they can go anywhere in the apartment. So their like unlocked space in the house is bigger than, does that make sense? So I think they have like more space really than they did. And so I think they like it. They like the windows. They love looking out the windows. Free goose love, but not free goose abuse. You've changed. I guess. LA's already changed me. One time my cat sat on my face while I was sleeping and I woke up with fur in my mouth. I don't even have to have the cat sit on my face to wake up with fur. There's just fur everywhere. Knuckle redeem. I'll do it through the shark paws. Floor to ceiling cat windows is nice. It's been so long since I've cosplayed. I think I'm not used to wearing wigs anymore because this hurts. The windows are real. You're not in the basement with a light on the other side of a fake window. They're real. They're real. The cats are 95% fur. Ducky Cause not used to cosplaying. I know. Thank you for the resub, Nymphaniel. The natural light from those windows looks awesome. I know. I've never had like so much natural light before. I've never been able to like take pictures without a ring light as well. It's kind of hot. I'm taking the shark hood off. Do they like watching birds out those huge windows? I don't know if I've seen any birds yet. But they like just looking out. We've been missing the cosplays. I know. I had planned to do a cosplay before my stuff even got here. Like I packed one in my suitcase. But then it just didn't happen. So I'm gonna cosplay tomorrow. Because I need to be posting content. Drop a wig tutorial. Maybe one day. I feel like I don't do anything crazy for my wigs. I just follow other tutorials. Secret cosplay? Maybe. Secret. Drop a Lexi tutorial. What does that even mean? Imagine posting content. Crazy concept. Crazy to me now. I'm so happy we can see the cats on stream. Oh, with the cat tree though. So I ordered the cat tree and it was supposed to be delivered to my door. And I got the notification that it was delivered. And I was like, okay, great. I opened my door. There's no cat tree. And I looked down the hallway. There's my cat tree. All the way down the hallway at someone else's door. And it has like the logo all over it. So I'm like, that's the brand of the cat tree I just ordered. I wonder if that's my cat tree. So I walked over, and I looked at the shipping label. It had my name and my unit number. So I was like, yep, they just brought it to the wrong place. It was like one number off. Not like the next door down, but they flipped a number. And so it was all the way down the hallway. But so I like looked around because like my first thought was like, what are the chances that the person who lives here is gonna watch me do this, or like come out and watch me do this and think I'm stealing their package? Thank you for the resub. Welcome back. Thank you. It's good to be back. So like I look around and I grab the package and I start moving it down the hallway, and a man comes out the elevator on our floor, and he looks at me and he goes, "That's my package." And I was like, "Oh, no, I'm sorry. You can look at the shipping label. I think it got delivered to the wrong door. I'm sorry." And he looks at me and he's like, "Oh, I was joking. I don't live here." He was making a joke. And I didn't realize he was making a joke. I thought it was the guy who lived there coming out the elevator. And he thought I lived at that house and was just moving this package. And so it was this really awkward moment where I was like, it was just a misunderstanding. And that made me look like I was stealing even more. Yeah, that was really awkward. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Holy crap, thank you. Sikwashi, thank you. At least he owned up. Yeah, I think he realized what was happening. I think I'd cry. It was so awkward because it took me a minute to realize that he was joking and that he wasn't the person who lived there. Trolled IRL, I know. Immediately, oh, I was joking, sorry. Yeah. Well, he said, like, I don't live there first. And then, like, I was joking. But yeah. I feel like it looked like I was stealing for a second because I got so defensive when he was like, "That's my package." Thank you for the bits. On-screen celebration. I think someone's redeemed that before, and I didn't know what it was. Nothing shows up on screen, and I think something's supposed to. I don't know if we can refund bits. I need to figure that out, actually. It was a bunch of Kokomis. I saw it. Oh, okay, good. Streamer can't see it usually. Okay. Interesting. I was wondering like why it was broken on my stream, but you guys can see it. I just can't. Okay. Good to know. That's on Twitch's end. You can't control it. All right. Have the cats been getting treats? They have. They have. Their treats are locked away in the bathroom, so they can't get them. W pinned message. But yeah, so that was awkward. I've had another, I don't know if I'd call this awkward or just scary and bad, but I had another situation. My Twitch sub anniversary didn't go through. I just wanted to say you're one of my favorite streamers. Oh, you got me through some rough times. Aw. Thank you. Thank you, Big Omega Death. I'm glad you feel that way. And thank you for the gift sub, Felipe. This guy ran off the road for my phone number. It's similar, actually. But yeah, so I had... Oh, thank you for the resub, Ozzy. It's been a minute, but hello. What is the collusion? One sub gifting another sub. Sup, dude? Hello. How you been? I've been good. I just moved across the country, so my house is still messy. But yeah, I'm good. I'm back to streaming now. I need to change my name to something stupid to make Ducky say something stupid. I feel like some of you guys have crazy usernames on purpose. The cat tree looks comfy. They love it. And they like blend into it sometimes because it's the same kind of fluffy that they are. What's the kitty doing? Napping. Mine is the perfect username. Okay, perfect baller. Hi, Shaboops. Oh my gosh, we have a hype train. And thank you, Billfish87, for the 4 months. I would lay on the cat tree. It is really nice. I feel like I have a nanny cam for my own cats. I can like see them in the viewfinder. I see a kitty plushie at the back. That one? Celebi gave that to me for my birthday last year. Because it looks like my cats. Celebi. I know, it's so cute. And thank you for the 7 months. Co-Requiem. You look like a proud mother with her 2 kids. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I had a crazy situation. Can you tell us now what the last reason for moving to LA is? That's a heavier conversation, so I'm gonna leave it for a little bit. But I was getting boba the other day, right? You're like the first person to ever say my name correctly. I was about to say Corequiem, but then I saw Requiem in the username. So I'm glad I got it though, because I was about to sound real stupid. My username is so tough. Bunny Girl Uwu. Thank you for the bits. And for the 7 month snuggle. 5 months, been in this very amazing community with the best. You guys are being so sweet today. What the heck? Nice that you have your PC, but I'll miss the floor streams. We might have another one because I think I want to go through my cosplays on stream and get rid of some. And thank you for the 4 months, Steffi Fluff. Cat tree is so cute. Happy anniversary. Thank you. Actually, speaking of the cat tree brand just DM'd me. Thank you for the 10 gifted. Manscale. Thank you so much. W gifted, I know. Which ones might you get rid of? I'm not sure. That's why I need to like go through them all. Stream anniversary means less bullying for the streamer, I guess. I could get used to this. Maybe I'll lie and say it's my channel birthday every stream. And thank you for the gift sub, Felipe. Oh, and thank you for the sub. Varka's third Claymore? What is that, like 1 billion subs now? We can stop now. Thank you guys. Thank you. It's a channel birthday every day now. Oh, and hello, first time chatter. Oh. The brand that... Thank you for the 5 gifted. Thank you, girl. The Instagram brand that I bought my cat tree from just DM'd me, like literally just now. And they said, can we repost pictures that you posted on our stories? It's because I tagged them in my story post. I'm going to tell them yes. They didn't gift me the cat tree. I bought it, but I've been looking at that one for so long. It's so cute. All right. Thank you for the bits, Bazinga. Oh, and thank you for the bits, Shaboops. W Cat Tree Company sponsorship? No, they did not sponsor. This was the first time I've ever thought about doing the evil influencer thing of like DMing and being like, hey, could we collab? Just because I just recently saw someone get a cat tree from the same brand for free in exchange for like a video like I did with the Razer chair. But I've never reached out asking for a sponsorship. It's always been the other way around. So I was like, ooh, I didn't do it. I just paid the like $400 for the cat tree. Thank you for the 10 gifted. Happy Hawkins. Holy crap, thank you. Good lord, guys. Rip chair. Oh yeah, I don't have a chair. I chose to buy a couch and a cat tree instead of a chair. So I still don't have a chair. I'm using my stool. This is like my makeup chair. Back pain incoming. Oh yeah, I'm already feeling it from slouching. Is that for your makeup vanity? It is. I just moved it out here for stream. Ducky ain't ever finishing the story. Oh yeah. We gotta get Razor to do a collab with her. I've done one with Razor. And they wanted to do another collab and give me another chair, but I didn't need another chair, so I didn't take them up on it. Thank you for the posture check. Ducky, lean back. You need an ergonomic chair. I know, that's why I left my Razer gaming chair at home. I gave it to a friend because gaming chairs are so stiff and like not comfortable. So I didn't really like that chair. It was cute, it was pink, but I need like an office chair, not a gaming chair. I don't even have a chair, I just use a massive bear plushie. Valid. Time to message a chair company for a sponsor. That feels so evil though, messaging companies being like, hey, you should give me free stuff because I'm an influencer. Nah, I don't think I'll ever do that. Now if they offer it, I have a grandpa sofa and I love it. What's a grandpa sofa? Just like a really old sofa? You could always get a recliner. I want an office chair. They have a marketing budget specifically for that reason. I know, but it still feels lame. But anyway, so the story. I was getting boba the other day. I was just at this boba place. I was reading the menu. I was going to get boba and lunch because they had food here. And then it was just me, the employee. It was like a tiny little shop. And this one other guy had just ordered. How old are you? Because you look like 18. I am 22. Send more subs so she gets distracted. No, I need to get through the story. So I was getting boba and tell the story, bro. Thank you for the 11 gifted subs, Billfish. Holy crap. Thank you guys. And thank you for the other 10 gifted manscale. What the heck? Thank you guys. Holy crap. What's wrong with you guys? Stop it. Is the ADHD confirmed or just suspected? You try getting through a story while... Thank you for the 25 gifted. Thank you, TJ Turtle. What the heck? We're celebrating your stream anniversary. Thank you guys. It is almost your birthday. That's true. My birthday's next month. I am younger than my Twitch account. So no story. We'll get there. Chat's trying to pay LA rent for you, bro. You can cancel getting tested. Pretty sure you got the tism. So we're just alternating being nice and bullying me. And thank you for the bits. Holy crap. Bro gifted 11 subs and cheered 1111 bits. Might I take it? 11 is your favorite number? Who polled will Lexi fall off the chair? And why did 94% of you guys vote yes? I'm not gonna fall off my stool. 94%. I'm gonna remember that, guys. I don't take that lightly. Can you lean back like a lot? I'm not falling off the stool, guys. Your place is a mess? Bro, I'm moving. I'm unpacking. I'm sorry. Story time. Okay, so I was getting boba And this guy had just ordered before me and like went off to the side to wait for his order. And while I was standing there reading the menu, this happened like almost a week ago now, so I'm kind of forgetting the details. But he was like, quick, need distractions. I'm not even going to read chat right now. I'm just going to get through my story. But he said, hey, I love your eyes. Thank you for the resub. Happy to see you're settling in. Hopefully I'll be like done moving by tomorrow. Your stove is on? No, it's not. Shut up. But he goes, I love your eyes. Are they real? And I was like, oh yeah, thank you. And then he was like, yo, I love the fit too. And he like just kept talking, and I was like, oh, thank you. Like, I like your fit. And then he just kept talking. He was like, where are you from? I was like, oh, I just moved here from Atlanta. And he was like, oh, no way, I'm from Atlanta. I was like, oh, cool. And he was like, let me get your number. Or no, he goes, let me get your Instagram. And I was like, okay, sure. You should have said, no, my eyes are fake. What are you guys talking about? Are you just trying to distract me? Why is the microwave open? But he goes, can I get your Instagram? And I'm thinking he's just being friendly, but I'm a little suspicious that he's not just being friendly. But I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll give you my Instagram. And then he pulls up his phone and he's like, actually, I don't got Instagram. Let me just put your number in instead. And I was like, oh no, I'm sorry, I don't give out my phone number. And he goes, what, are you famous or something? And I was like, no, I just don't give out my phone number. And then at this point, he had been like kind of moving. He situates himself in front of the door so that I like can't leave the shop. And he's like, no, put your number in. And like, obviously giving out your phone number is not a great idea. Even if you're not a niche, super niche micro internet celebrity, people can find out a lot from just your phone number. So you shouldn't give your phone number out to strangers ever. But he literally like wouldn't let me leave the store until I gave him my phone number. And I thought about putting a fake number in, but I was about to, and then last second I was like, what if he checks to see if it's real? And so I like, my mind started racing, and I didn't know what to do, and I was like getting really anxious. And so I didn't know what to do, and I put my actual phone number into his phone. And sure enough, he immediately calls it to make sure I didn't give him a fake number. Lexi, no. I know, but I didn't know what to do. And like, I said no. I told him that I wasn't going to give him my phone number twice, and he wouldn't take no for an answer. So he called me immediately, and I was like, yep, got it. And he left the store, and I left the store without even getting my boba. I just went home, and as soon as I got home, I blocked his phone number. But also, his phone number was not an Atlanta phone number, and it wasn't a Cali phone number. It was a Florida phone number, so I think he lied about being from Atlanta as well. Tell the people there, the one person working was like completely not paying attention to the situation. Good for blocking his number. I know, but he still has mine, which like isn't great. But yeah, that's frustrating. I'm frustrated at myself for not just like standing on business and saying no, but like, I don't know. It's one thing to say like, oh, I should have done X, Y, and Z, but in the moment, I was just so anxious. You have to involve other people in that situation, like the employee. People always say that, but every single time I've had a situation like this, it's almost always been with other people in viewing distance. No one ever does anything. I think everyone likes to think that they would be helpful in a situation like that, but then when situations actually happen, everyone just looks the other way. I'd be cautious in LA. It's the second largest city in the US. Yeah, so that was pretty crappy. I didn't get my boba, and I was very upset about that. But then I told my friend about it, and my friend was like, you're actually stupid. Why did you give your phone number away? Because they were like, what if that was a fan? What if that was a fan pretending to not know you so that they could just get your phone number and leak it or something? But I don't think that was the case. But yeah. Moral of the story is, if you want to get someone's phone number and they say no, walk away. Don't trap them and force them to give it to you. Next time, scream. Okay. So yeah, that was a crappy situation. But then the next day I had a much better interaction with someone. That worker's an actual douchebag. I don't know if he even was paying attention. Like, he very well could have just been like working and not listening, but he was within earshot. It was a very tiny shop. Why do people not understand what the word no means? I don't know. But then like the very next day I got a Chewy order. I ordered a whole bunch of cat food, like literally like I think it was like a 25-pound bag of litter, another like 20-pound bag of dry food, and then a whole bunch of cases of wet food, because I'm like, I'm going to stock up on all of my cat stuff. So I got an order. I thought they were going to deliver this to my door. They did not deliver it to my door. They delivered it to the parcel locker, which is like a 10-minute walk from my apartment, like from my unit. So I have to take the elevator to another floor and then walk through this, basically my whole building, to get to the parcel locker, and then walk all the way back. I got gains. Yeah, so I went to go get my package, and it was in like the bottom locker. I couldn't even get it out of the locker. And this was like embarrassing. I literally like looked to see if anyone was watching, and then I saw the security camera, and I was like, I really hope no one's watching the security camera right now, because I was like in that locker trying to pull this package out because it was so heavy, it just was not budging. They put everything in one big box. This was like probably like 70-80 pounds of cat stuff in a cardboard box. And finally, after like 10 minutes, I'm able to like slide it out of the locker and onto the ground with a thud. And then I try to pick it up. It will not budge. I'm like sumo squatting, trying to lift this box up. I can't even lift it off the ground. And I'm like, how am I going to lift this and then walk it for 10 minutes to my apartment? I'm like, what do I do? Like, do I need to call someone? Like, I'm like freaking out. I'm like, what do I do? How do I get this to my house? And then right then a guy walked by and he was like, do you need help with that? And I was like, I'm really far. Like, I don't want to make you do that. And he was like, no. Like, I can't just walk away watching you not be able to do that. Like, let me help you. And this guy, like the first guy, I could immediately tell that he had bad intentions, or like specific intentions. I feel like it's really easy to tell what people's intentions are. This guy was genuinely just nice. And so I was like not wanting to let him do that because it was a long walk back to my apartment, and I'm like, that would be crazy for me to make this stranger carry my box to my place. But he insisted, and he picked up the box, and I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. I'm so sorry. But he was super sweet. He was like, he asked me if I had a dog, and I was like, no, I have 2 cats and blah, blah, blah. And he walked it to my front door, and he got to meet Little Bear. Bambi was hiding. But yeah, that was so nice. I felt so embarrassed and so bad that like this guy had to go out of his way to do that for me. What a nice gentleman. I know. Like, what the heck? So yeah, I had a really crappy situation and a really good situation in like 2 days. Did you ask him if he has Twitch Prime? But yeah, I think next time I order cat stuff, I'm going to order it one thing at a time, or like see if I can put in delivery notes, please deliver this to my door. As someone who can lift things, we are obligated to lift things for people who can't lift things. I guess that makes sense. I guess it's like if you see someone not being able to reach something in the grocery store, but this wasn't like a very simple, oh, here, let me help you. Like, this was like, he had to carry this giant heavy package for 10 minutes to walk it to my door and then walk back to get his own package. And I felt so bad, but that was really sweet. I still can't believe someone did that for me. Bro had the honor to meet the Little Bear. Yeah. Anyways. Thank you for the sub. Hello, Ducky Cause. You were the only streamer I watch on Twitch. Been here since the first stream and stayed ever since. Wait, whoa. Yes, you can have a Gustavo kiss. Mm. That's a lie. I saw them in Chaco. It's okay. It's okay. Lies and slander on my name. I thought Gustavo retired from kisses. Well, he can't see, but he can still kiss. How far can you throw Gustavo? I guess we'll find out when Goose Abuse. But I guess I'll talk a little more. Ducky needs a bodyguard. I'll talk a little more now about why I moved to LA. So a lot of you know that I pretty recently moved to my ATL apartment. I was like born and raised in ATL, but I was living with my mom previously. I did move out at 18 in like student housing, but then I moved back when I transferred schools. But I moved out in June of last year, so I was only living at my place for like 8 or 9 months. ATL is Atlanta. Yes, Atlanta, Georgia. So I had to break my lease to come out here, and a lot of you have been asking, like, why would you do that? Why would you not just wait? Why do you have to move right now? The biggest reason is I just wanted to move out here. A lot of my friends are out here, and all of my cosplay like work jobs, like booths and like the Seven Deadly Sins thing I just did, those are pretty much all either in LA or New York, and I didn't want to live in New York. So I was like, I kind of knew eventually I would kind of have to move to LA, but I wanted to move here first and foremost. But the reason I moved so quick, and was like, I need to move right now, I was actually dealing with a stalker at my other apartment. And after I had a home break-in, that's when I was like, I need to get out of here. Not again. Yeah. This is actually, I know I've not said anything about this on stream, because I knew I needed to leave the house that I was being stalked at before I talked about the stalker. But that had actually been going on. We don't know if it's the same person, but people have also been asking about school a lot, like what I'm studying, if I'm still in school and whatever. And I've been ignoring those chats for a while, but I can finally talk about it. I had to leave school because I got a kidnapping threat. Someone found out where I go to school, and I got a message, and this was just like a random anonymous Instagram DM from like a nothing account. So you would think like you shouldn't take that seriously, but the message was so specific that the message was like, here's your school that you go to, here's your professors' names, here's what time your classes start. I am going to show up on this day and kidnap you. What the heck? But like the fact that they knew which specific building on campus I had my classes in as well. They knew what car I drove. And so this was like, even though it was a completely anonymous online account that I usually wouldn't care about or like wouldn't give merit to, it was so specific that I was like, this person knows, like, I should take this seriously. Did you contact the police? When I got that message, I didn't know what to do. I actually I called Celebi, and she was like, you need to take this to the cops. But I thought since it was a completely anonymous Instagram account, the cops weren't going to do anything. So I just kind of quietly left school. I felt like I was blowing I felt like it was such a nothing burger and I was blowing it way out of proportion that I was actually too embarrassed to even tell my professors. So I just like left school without explaining to my professors what was going on, and that really sucked because this happened at the very, very end of my semester. That's also an extra frustrating part about this is that I had like 2 weeks left of the semester. Like I was about to take my finals, and I was just too scared to go to class. So I ended up not finishing my semester. I paid for paid for all my school supplies and everything. I was on a full ride scholarship, so I didn't have to pay for classes. But yeah, that sucked. Especially because all of my professors, I felt so bad because my professors had been working with me a lot because during this time, this was spring semester of 2025. That's when I started getting lots of cosplay jobs. And so I was constantly flying to New York, flying to LA. And my school had like a pretty strict 4 absences. And if you get more, you fail the class. And I was missing classes like left and right. And so I went to my professors and I was like, hey, here's the situation. Like, can we possibly like work together on this? And they made an exception for me to have more absences if I could like make up more stuff. So basically I got like special treatment from these professors. And so I felt extra bad about literally just disappearing one day. Hey, professor, I'm famous. No, it was just more like I have to travel for work and like I really want to stay in school, but I'm going to have some absences. And so all of my professors were super sweet. Most of my professors. I had one professor like not care, and so I ended up having to drop his class. But all of my other professors were super sweet, and they were like, yeah, we understand. Like, I'll work with you. Like, it's okay if you have absences, if you can make up all this work. But yeah, so that felt like extra shitty of me to, I guess, it felt like I was taking advantage of I don't know, to just leave without explaining to them what happened felt bad. And then obviously I felt bad for having to leave school because I was on a full ride to that school and now I can't go back because they don't offer my program online. So none of this was your fault. Thank you. But yeah, I didn't want to leave school. I very much liked being in school and I very much want my degree. I was studying fashion design, and because of the nature of that, it's like an art program. Those usually aren't offered online because you can't really do it online like an academic class. It's very like hands-on in person. So I've been trying to find another fashion design program that I can do online, but I'm probably not going to get a full ride scholarship to it anymore. So I'm going to have to pay a lot of money for it. And it's just been really hard to find one. Jas actually gave me recommendations. So, but I've also put it a little bit on the back burner because I have been so busy. But yeah, so I have not been in school since spring of last year. And that's kind of been stressing me out because I don't want to put off getting my degree any longer. And then the worst part is, obviously, I haven't told my parents about the stalker thing. They know nothing about this. And so when I had to figure out what to tell them about why I was leaving school, I was just like, I told them, I'm just really busy with work. I'm traveling too much. I told them that it was because of the absences thing. And they believed that, but I could kind of tell, like, I don't know. I feel like they weren't necessarily disappointed, but I feel like they kind of didn't believe that I wasn't just leaving school because I didn't want to be in school. Which felt bad, but ultimately I would rather my dad be disappointed in me than be worried for my safety. So I've not told him about the stalker thing. He just thinks that I left school because I was too busy. Did you tell your brother at least? No, I've told no one. Actually, up until very, very recently, I didn't tell anyone about the home break-in except for the person who was on the phone with, I'll tell more about that situation. your parents would have you in your back. I just don't want them to worry about me. Like, I just feel like that's such an unnecessary stress. Because, like, I've been living on my own for a while now. I don't want them to have to constantly stress about if I'm safe or not. So I don't want them to know. So, yeah. Again, I would rather have them think that I just had to leave school because I couldn't handle it than I had to leave school because someone was, like, threatening me. I'll take that over that. But so anyways, that happened I think before I even moved out of my mom's house. So that happened a year ago. Almost a year ago now. And then it was pretty quiet after that, like nothing really happened. I mean, people were still trying to dox me and my friends online, but that's just apparently the nature of having any sort of internet presence, is that people will try to dox you for some reason. How did you know you had a stalker? That's where this comes in. I still don't know if this person is the same person who found my school or if it's a different person. I don't know. I kind of assume they're the same person because with the nature of the message that I was sent, it kind of seemed like it was someone who lived there and like someone who was actively like where I was, because of how much they knew. Anyways, got a gift sub. Thank you, whoever did that. Thank you, first time chatter. Very likely they were relatively close. That's what I think too. But anyways, fast forward, I move out of my mom's place. I'm on my own now in my own apartment. And after like a couple months of me living there, so this is like the fall, I want to say, I start getting, someone starts like knocking on my door really loud, like not knocking, but like banging on my door. And then I would like go to check and there'd be no one there. And it was really confusing. And I was like, I wonder if someone like mistook my apartment for their apartment and they were trying to get in. But anyways, and someone was like jingling the door handle too. Like they were trying to open my door. And I was just really confused about that. But it happened once and I was like, okay, it was probably someone thinking at the wrong apartment. And then it happened again while I was streaming. Like it happened on stream. And I remember I said on stream, I was like, I think someone's knocking at my door, and I left to go check, but there was no one there. This kept happening, and looking back, I think it could have been trying to open your door. It could have been someone, doing it on stream specifically, I think it was someone trying to figure out if the house they got was my house. Like trying to make noise on stream to make me go to my door, and if I went to my door, that would confirm that they had the right house. Because that kept happening. And then there was this one day I was like in my kitchen, and then I saw someone shining a flashlight through my blinds, like from the window outside, and I was like, huh? But I went to the door again, and like they weren't there anymore. But I think the pounding on the door thing happened like a total of 5 times. And that was all before I got my security camera set up. My apartment like came with a Ring security camera, but I didn't set it up. So it was just there doing nothing. And I think I mentioned that on stream that my camera wasn't on. And then as soon as I said on stream that I finally got my camera service set up, the knocking stopped. I would get the police involved. I did after this. I was on a trip. I was on a work trip, and I got back. And when I got back from the work trip, I forgot to lock my door behind me. Like I was moving my suitcases in, and I forgot to lock my door. And then later that night, I just like threw my suitcases in my room, and I was playing Borderlands 4 with one of my friends. So my friend and I are Discord calling, and I'm playing Borderlands. And then I just hear thumping from outside my door, and I'm like, I think there's someone in my house. And I'm like scared. And so I switched Discord to my phone, and I'm like, I'm going to walk out there. And I turn the door and walk out. Someone runs to my front door, and I see like the back of a guy. He's wearing like a black hoodie and black pants. He was in my freaking living room and ran out the door and slammed it. So I didn't see his face, which is really frustrating. But yeah, so someone was in, I don't know if I could call that a home break-in since I left the door unlocked, but yeah, that happened. And because of everything leading up to it, I don't think it was just a random, like, I don't think it was just a random robbery or something like that. I think it was someone who knew me, like a fan or something, who did that. So I called the cops, but he was already gone by the time they came. But it's trespassing. Yeah, they sent cops out, but he was already gone. And I told them, like, everything leading up to it. I was like, hey, I think this might be the person who's been, like, low-key terrorizing me in my home for months. But they couldn't really do anything, obviously, because they couldn't find him. And also, my apartment, so I guess now that I moved, I can talk about this. My apartment had, like, no security at all. It was, like, suburb type apartments where it's, like, it's not, like, one big apartment building, like, in the city. It's, like, these small little buildings, and then there's a gate where you can drive in. I picked this apartment specifically because it was a gated community, and they said they had security. They had a gate that they never closed. The gate was always wide open, even at night. And when you drive into the gate, it's this whole big compound. Like, there's so many apartments. My apartment was the first floor apartment right when you drive in. It was the very first apartment you see. And that's why when it first started happening, I was like, maybe this is an attempted break-in, because my apartment would be the easiest one to break into. But yeah, not having any sort of security stressed me out. And then way before this happened, one of my biggest fears has always been a home invasion. And I used to call it an irrational fear, because I'm like, what are the chances that would ever happen? And then I became a niche micro internet celebrity, and that became more rational of a fear. And then it happened. And because that was such a big fear of mine, 105% not irrational fear, I guess not anymore. But after the situation where, like, he was literally in my house, I couldn't sleep. I was having trouble eating. I was just so stressed. And you guys might remember when I was, like, low-key kind of going through it last year. A pretty big part of that was because I was just so stressed about that person coming back. Like, I would be sitting in my bed, not able to sleep. I would just stare at my door. And I would go check all my locks. I'd check all my window locks, check my front door lock, and then I would sleep. And then I would, like, wake up in a cold sweat being like, did I lock my doors? And I would go check again. So yeah, I needed to get out of that apartment. And I wanted to move far away. And now that I had to leave school, there was nothing tying me to Atlanta anymore. So I was like, well, I might as well move closer to work. Did you get a hidden camera detector? I do have one. I have, like, a little hidden camera detector. Someone gifted me that, actually. And they were like, if you ever get a fan gift, you should detect it. And I was like, oh, okay. Is it the stress from this that caused the skin condition? Kind of. This was a stressor. There was also, like, family stuff going on. So I was stressed about a lot of things. And this was just, like, one more thing on my plate. It was a pretty big thing on the plate. And since I've moved, I've already felt so much calmer. Who did you play in Borderlands for? One of my LA friends, actually. I live right down the road from them now. Machete on throne. But yeah, so I've been wanting to tell you guys about that for a long time, but obviously I couldn't say anything about that in my old house. And now that I live in a big city, there's security. You can't just walk into my apartment. You need, like, a code and a key and whatever. So I feel so much safer. You should at least let your dad know, since he's moving into your apartment. He's not anymore. I know I said on stream that, like, one of the reasons I was moving so quickly is because my dad wanted to move into my apartment, but he said that, and then we went over finances, and he pretty immediately figured out like he couldn't afford to take over my lease. So no one's in my apartment anymore. What I ended up doing, and this move has been not so great for me financially. I had to break my lease at the old place. So Ducky lied to us. It wasn't a lie at first. But then, yeah, we like figured out he couldn't stay. You're making more than your dad. No, but he has a lot of bills to pay. Because he didn't have a job for a while in COVID, so he got into a lot of debt. We're working through it. That's literally a reason to not have to pay. Okay. My thought process was it'll be fine that I have to break my lease because I have police reports to like show that my place isn't safe, and all of this, and that's why I need to move. I don't know why I couldn't get myself to use that excuse when I was like at the leasing office telling them that I was moving. I don't know why. Like I felt like I was making too big of a deal out of it. And so I just told them that I was moving for work. And so I had to do the standard like lease breaking fee, which was almost a month's rent. I lost my security deposit, which was almost a month's rent. And I had to do a 60-day notice, which means I gave this notice like day 3 of the month. This was, I think it was in March. Yeah, I had just paid my March rent. And they were like, since it's a 60-day notice, you have to pay April and most of May. So through the end of May, I am paying for my rent here and the rent at my old place. Which is really stupid on my part, but I don't know. My mindset is I moved for safety. What the hell? I know. And I'm kicking myself so much because I should have been like, here's a police report, I'm not paying this, but that's easier said than done. Safety has no price. Yeah, that was like my mindset on it, but I low-key am like spending way too much money on the move because of all of that. That's why you should have told your parents. I don't know. Does this sound bad? I don't really talk to them like that. Like, I usually don't tell them what's going on in my life, period. Let alone that I'm being stalked. Like, I would never tell them something like that. But anyways, that's a big reason why I moved. I've been so stressed, all my hair turned white. I've actually already started to see like my skin starting to clear up, because I briefly touched on this a while ago, but I was so stressed in the past couple months that I gave myself like a skin condition and got acne for the first time in my life. Thank you for the bits. Holy crap. 10,000 bits. Thank you. That's kind of understandable, but I'm sure they would rather know that you're safe and than not know anything. You need to get a gun. I don't know what the gun laws are in California, actually. I assume they're not as lax as Georgia. But yeah, that like stress-induced acne is already starting to go away, which I'm so excited about. But I still have a dermatologist appointment like tomorrow just to make sure that everything's okay. Invite them to stay with you and tell them what happened. I don't know about all that. You're not stupid. You've been through a lot of overwhelming stuff, and there are a lot of cultural expectations about not making waves. Thank you. It's too easy to tell victims of crimes you should have done XYZ when the reality is people shouldn't be criminal. Yeah. I agree. It's not a month's rent, but it's $100, so I hope it's... That's crazy. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'm not like in danger of not being able to pay my rent. It's just a lot more money than I wanted to pay. But yeah, the most important thing is that I'm not living in that apartment. I can finally sleep again. Holy crap. I was having to take melatonin to force myself to go to sleep because I couldn't sleep because I was just so stressed about staying in that apartment alone. I would explore you to lean on friends and family. I've told friends now. For a minute there, that friend that I was on the phone with when it happened was the only person who knew like what happened. But I've since told like most of my friends. But yeah, everything's okay now. You guys don't have to worry. I feel like I've been keeping a secret because I felt like I hate lying. Like it makes me like get really stressed lying. I've always been a really bad liar. But I feel like omitting truth is also lying. Like just omitting truth feels almost just as bad as lying. And so when people would ask like, "Oh, how's school going? Are you like what are you studying in school, blah blah blah." Whenever people would ask about school, I would get really like I would feel really bad because I'm like I'm omitting the truth by not saying that I'm not in school anymore. But yeah, so it feels like a weight off my shoulders to finally tell you guys about what's been happening. But yeah. Anyways, hard conversation over. Now we can get to the fun stuff. Oh, I bought a cake. I forgot. I bought a little cheesecake for the channel anniversary. There's a solution called a Rottweiler. You mean you think I don't have guard cats? You think they can't handle an intruder? Yay, cheesecake. I'm excited. I went to Whole Foods again because it was convenient. But I need to stop going there because it's so expensive. I bought this little cheesecake and then a candle. I wasn't going to buy a candle because I thought that was ridiculous, but I found a number 1 candle and I was like, for the 1-year anniversary. And the number 1 was yellow. And so I was like, that's my favorite color. Maybe I have to. So I got this little cheesecake and a candle. And I didn't look at the prices. I just went to the register. The candle was twice as expensive as the cake. The cake was like $2, and then the candle was almost $5. Why is one birthday candle $5? I wish Whole Foods and Sprouts weren't so expensive. Yeah. I hadn't shopped at Whole Foods before coming out here, but I had a Sprouts near where I was, and I liked Sprouts a little bit. But I don't know. I don't like buying organic food. I don't care if it's healthier for me. It goes bad quicker, and then I'm wasting money. And Whole Foods like doesn't have options for not organic. Like I didn't shop at Sprouts a lot, but when I did, I'm pretty sure they had like organic food, but then also the same versions not organic. Like so you could choose. You can't choose at Whole Foods. It's all just organic. You have a fridge. I do have a fridge, but a whole thing of organic strawberries is going to go bad a lot quicker than the strawberries I normally get, which are pumped full of preservatives. I want the ones with preservatives. Thank you for the resub, Call Gamer. Is the fridge open, by the way? No, but it's about to be because I'm going to go get my cheesecake. It feels so weird to have you guys watch me be in my kitchen. Why does this feel more personal than you guys being in my bedroom? Here's the cake. I accidentally smushed it with my fingers when I was trying to get it out. But here's the cheesecake. It's so cute. I wanted to get a carrot cake, but the only ones they had were really big, so I just got this little one. And then here's the $5 candle. The candle's as big as the cake. I could probably put it like here. Oh no. Yay. All right. Why do you move like a K-pop girl? I have no idea what that means. Is it mirrored? Oh, I think so. Because having it unmirrored trips me up because then I move the wrong way. The urge to smack that cake is high. Get this man away from my cake. All right. You guys have to sing happy birthday to the channel. Thank you for the bits. Everyone's saying happy anniversary. Who trusted Ducky with fire? Why was there so much smoke? All right. I forgot to make a wish. That's good. Thank you for the sub. Happy 1 year. Thank you. Do you guys want a bite? Psych. That's really good. Thank you for the bits. Happy anniversary. Thank you. Wow. Get your own cake. Thank you for the 10 subs. Oh my gosh. Here, you get the raspberry. Now you can save that one and use it for the 10-year. 10-year streaming anniversary? I'd be 32. Dang. Holy unk. Thank you for the 5 gifted. Holy crap. Chef Himbo, thank you. This is really good. I might just like big back the whole thing right now. I haven't eaten yet today. You're 22, yikes. What'd that mean? What'd that mean? Go for it. I need to eat real food. I'm gonna get sick if all I eat today is cake. Maybe I should order food. I don't know why I haven't felt hungry yet. It's like 3 p.m. I woke up at 8. Maybe I should order food before we do Q&A. I hate ordering food now because it's so much more expensive here. But I haven't done my big grocery shops. I don't have anything to make anything. Get some salmon. 22 is unk. I turned 24 this year. 22 and 24 are not unk. Someone pay Ducky money to get food? No. We have already more than covered it with the subs. Thank you guys. Very unk. Everyone in chat gets a slice of cake except for whoever just called me unk. Anything older than me is unk. Anything younger than me is a child. Thank God I didn't call you Unc. I don't believe you. Let's pull up the receipts. You said 22? Yikes. That counts. Oh, speaking of grocery stores though, I said last time that I was like, I need to find a cheap grocery store because there's no way that Whole Foods is my only option. And I don't want to get groceries at Target. And I miss Kroger because I used to get all my groceries at Kroger. And there aren't Krogers here. And I was like so upset about that. Turns out there are Krogers in California. They just go by a different name. They're called Ralph's. But it's literally just Kroger, like the same logo, the same store layout, the same appliances and everything. So I found Kroger. I'm so happy. Yeah, I gotta get some groceries from Ralph's. I'm not a big fan of the name. It does sound kind of silly, but it means I have my Kroger back. What should I get? Pull up to Ralph. I wonder if, like, Kroger was named because some guy's last name was Kroger. I wonder if Ralph was his first name. You think he just had, like, a really not cool sounding last name, so he was like, I guess I gotta call it Ralph's. Also, chat being over here is kind of hard to read. I'm just now realizing because of how light it is. I'm gonna move you guys here. Is that better, guys? Yeah, I think that's a lot better. Traditional moving chat. It wouldn't be a Ducky Cause stream without me having to move everything on screen. It feels wrong. I'm not really hungry, actually. I'm not gonna order food. I think the top left looks better. You guys aren't moving again. You get one today. Kroger's first name was Ralph. That's so Aura. Open a grocery store chain, name it after your last name, and then it's so successful you get to open another one. You name that one after your first name. Question, will you ever do a Ruby cosplay? I would love to. That was actually one of the very first animes I watched. And so before I ever even started cosplaying, that was one of the first cosplays I wanted to do. I wanted to cosplay Blake from Ruby. I would do Blake or Ruby or maybe Weiss. Who up Ralphing they Kroger right now. Mama Coco cosplay win? Is that like a copy pasta you guys spam at cosplayers? Because I've seen lots of people get that comment. I can see you being a Weiss. I need to like remind myself what she looks like. I just remember her being blue. Ruby. She's pretty. She kind of looks like a Wuthering Waves character, actually. Mama Coco is a Woowa character. I don't play Woowa, but I know ball enough to know that's not true. How much were you paid to say that? To say what? Oh, that she looks like a Woowa character. I'm getting sleepy already. It's only 3 p.m. How am I sleepy? Granny cause. That counts as calling me Unk. No cake for you. Nap time? No, it's Q&A time. All right. So when I first started my Twitch channel, the very first stream I ever did was a Q&A. So I figured it's only fitting if for our 1-year channel anniversary, we do another Q&A. Because people often chat asking like things that I've answered here and there or on that first Q&A. But I feel like it's been enough time to where I'm going to answer every question as if I've never answered them before. So we're getting a full Q&A today. You got the script? No, I don't have a script actually. So what I did the first time, I was so nervous to stream that I literally wrote down every question that people asked and I brainstormed my answer to them ahead of time. Because I was so scared that I would just like completely dial tone and not know how to answer anything. That's what I did for my first stream. The script is back. No, there's no script this time. I looked at the answers once, like the sticker replies. I looked at them once just to like skim them because I was curious, but I didn't read through all of them and I didn't come up with answers beforehand. So we're going off script today, guys. I missed the script. All right. You guys submitted your questions via my Instagram story. There were a lot of responses. Holy crap. Is it still going? Good. Okay, so we might get through some of these. I don't think they're in order of when they were submitted. I did scroll through a few and see some repeat questions, but I think I'm just going to go straight down the list. Inquisitive awe viewers. You should do a backflip so we know it's live and not pre-recorded. All right. Starting off with two of the exact same question. How old are you? And how old are you? I am 22 years old. My birthday is in April though, so I'm almost 23. So, Unk, according to some. Thank you for the posture check. I am not old. I'm not Unk. I'm 22. You're not even that Unk. That's what I'm saying. Favorite Pokemon? Ducklet. Ducklet for sure. I think it's fitting. Wait, let me show you. Let me show you guys my favorite Pokemon. Here she is, my sweet baby angel ducklet. Yeah, this is my favorite Pokemon. I feel like it's pretty fitting, pretty on brand, but also she's just so cute, and I love the heart. So yeah, my favorite Pokemon. That's not Oshawott. Oshawott is my favorite starter, and I like Piplup too. I really like water type Pokemon. All right. Do you ever get cold when cosplaying? Yeah. It depends on where the con is, but I way more often get hot while cosplaying. That's probably because I live in the South. But yeah, a lot of cosplays also aren't made with the best material. So yeah, I get cold cosplaying sometimes. Oh gosh, what was this for? I can't for the life of me remember what job this was for, but there was a cosplay job where literally I thought I was going to freeze to death because filming was outside and they had us in like skimpy costumes. Anyways, how long does it take to make a cosplay? That completely depends on what cosplay it is. Like for example, the Nekopara cosplays I made, those took 3 weeks. Like 3 weeks of me not being in school and taking on less shifts at my job just so I could work on these cosplays. That was probably the longest I've ever spent on a single costume. Like 3 weeks actively working on it. Pop step is never happening. We're not counting the time in between working on it. Pop step will happen. But yeah, the Nekopar ones took a long time. And then what other costumes have I made? I made my Anais dress in like a day and a half. But that's also because I kind of speed ran it. I didn't hem it. I didn't finish hemming the collar. So it's like an unfinished dress. I just did it very quickly for videos. If it was something I was going to wear to a con, I would have spent a lot more time on it. And then I made these holiday dresses. And I spent like 5 days on those, I think, just because I had to make 2 of them, and like I was struggling with the pattern a little bit. But yeah, I spent like 5 days on that. And the first ever cosplay I made, not counting the one I made when I was like 14, but the first like cosplay I made was Zakuro from Tokyo Mew Mew. That one took a while, even though I was following a pattern, just because it was like my first time, I feel like, sewing for real. I made that before I even went to fashion school. New chatter here. Can I flirt with your mods? No. They have permission to take you out back. Zakuro is a deep cut. I love Tokyo Mew Mew. I want to cosplay all of them. What is your favorite anime TV series? I always say Black Butler, just because that was like my first anime. It has a special place in my heart. So yeah, I love Black Butler. I don't recommend it to people though, because it is objectively not the best anime. If you are a manga reader though, I will suggest the manga, because not to be one of those people who's like, books are always better than the movies, but for Black Butler specifically, the manga is way better than the anime. I still like the anime though, for vibes and nostalgia. Black Butler L. Mods, take this guy out back. I got 3 more questions asking how old I am. 22. What do you think of the Pokemon Luxray? I don't know what that Pokemon is. Let me look it up. Oh, this one's cute. I think it's a cute Pokemon. The newer seasons of Black Butler are definitely more faithful to the manga than the first seasons. Yes, they are. I remember hearing lore about that back in like middle school, so I don't know how accurate this is, but I heard that the Black Butler anime, like season 1 of the anime, was created when the author thought she wasn't going to continue the series. So like she had the start of the series, and then the anime started and like kind of took a different direction with the story than the manga ended up going. So it's to the point where it's almost like 2 different stories. So that's why I recommend the manga better, because I like the manga story better. Off the first 3 chapters. Yeah, I heard that. You need to play Diamond and Pearl. I've only ever played Black and White, but I want to play Pokopia so bad, but I'm not getting a Switch 2. I'm just going to wait until Winter gets a Switch 2, and then Winter is going to bring their Switch 2 to my house, and then I'm going to be like, yo, you got games on your phone? And I'm going to play Pokopia. Have you ever done partner/ballroom dance? I have not. I've done a few. I did jazz and ballet dance for a very short time when I was little, but never ballroom dance. It seems cool though. What's your favorite? Like, what's my favorite style of dance? I do really love ballet. I think it's so pretty, but it's a very, very physically intensive kind of dance. I did a lot of, I don't know if you call it modern or contemporary, but when I was in color guard in high school, we danced a lot, and I would categorize that kind of dance as like modern dance or contemporary dance. But I also kind of like that style of dance as well. I love hip hop, but I'm not as good at it as the more like fluid dances. Can you shuffle? I don't believe so. Let me try. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yep. Mm. Thank you for the bits. 6.7 out of 10. Grown woman, by the way. Anyways. Someone goes, how are you so elite at dancing? I would not call myself elite at dancing. 23 soon, by the way. I do have people ask often if I have dance experience, and I always want to say no because I don't feel like I do, but I kind of do. I don't know. I've been in like dancey sports my whole life. I did like 1 year of jazz / tap dancing when I was like 4. No memory of that. And then I did ballet when I was like 5 or 6. And then I did cheerleading, like sideline for a year, and then competition for a couple years. And then I did not do dancey sports for a long time. I was on a competitive swim team for 6 years. And then I joined color guard in high school, where that was like a lot of dance. But it was more like modern dance. And then in college, I joined a K-pop dance team. And so I kind of learned how to dance to K-pop. And that's where it felt like I really like learned how to dance. So most of it, I guess, would be self-taught because of the K-pop dance stuff. But I do technically have some dance experience with color guard. And then I guess ballet when I was 5 years old. You do competitive color guard? I did in high school. I was in love with color guard. I actually get really sad sometimes because I don't have a flag that I can just go out and spin anymore. Thank you for the 6 months. Thank you, High Roller. And Nicoris, I don't think I read your name. Spin Little Bear? No, he's asleep. Bambi's knocked out. Look at him. All right. The next question is just duck. All right. Favorite characters of all time, like in all of media? I think my favorite character in any media ever is Jinx from Arcane. I love Jinx so much. Most of you guys know, because I don't shut up about her. I've had a Jinx cosplay for like 2 years, and I just have not cosplayed her because I'm so scared I won't do her justice. And because she's so near and dear to my heart, I can't not do her cosplay perfectly. So I've been procrastinating. But yeah, Jinx is definitely my favorite. Who wins the League arc? Might be sooner than you think. What other characters? Only Jinx. Jinx is all I care about. Aloise Trancy was always my favorite character in Black Butler, and I always got flack for that because no one likes that kid. So I'm an Aloise defender until I die. So yeah. Jinx and Aloise, 2 very mentally stable people, are my favorite characters. How'd you get the name Ducky? I'm new here. I'm glad you asked. So obviously I like ducks. They're one of my favorite animals. I have a lot of favorites of everything though, so that doesn't really say much, saying my favorite animal is a duck. But the username is actually not from the animal ducks. It's from the Land Before Time. My little brother and I were super obsessed with dinosaurs when we were little. Thank you for the sub. Thank you, Star Eater. My brother and I were super obsessed with dinosaurs when we were little, and we watched this show called The Land Before Time. It was our favorite cartoon, and there's a brother-sister pair in the show, Ducky and Spike. And so when we were little, we were like, that's us, bro, that's us. So he was Spike and I was Ducky. And so when I did think of a cosplay username, I just went with that. And it's spelled wrong. It's spelled Duck IE instead of Duck Y, like in the show, because that one was taken. So that's the only reason it's IE. Littlefoot, I love Littlefoot. Is that the one where the T-Rex talks about being scared? You mean Littlefoot? Elite ball knowledge, I know. Have you ever been in Brazil? I have not. I only recently got a passport, like in November of last year, and I've been to Korea and very briefly Japan. But those are the only countries I've been to so far. Do you know any Spanish? Hola. I took 2 years of Spanish in high school because I had to. But I don't think I retained much of any of it. Date idea. I've always thought that going to an amusement park on a first date would be really fun because one, I just love roller coasters, and two, it's kind of like the whole movie theater thing where it's like, it's not a dinner where you're just sitting face to face and it's like an interview. It's like you can just go have fun and be on a ride together. So I think that would be fun. And then standing in the lines would give you time to talk as well. Cat cafe, that would be a cute first date as well. Yeah, I think amusement park is like the most goated date idea. What's your opinion about your daily vlog? I don't vlog daily, but I've been wanting to do like long form YouTube content for a while. So I've been wanting to do vlogs and stuff. I actually filmed for a vlog for a while ago. Back when I was in New York in like December, I filmed my weekend as like a weekend as a professional cosplayer and whatever, because I was there for a few work gigs. So I filmed that, and then I've been trying to learn how to edit ever since then. And then I moved and I didn't have my computer for a month, so I need to go work on that again, but hopefully more consistent vlogs in the future. What got you into cosplay? I loved anime as a kid. I was a big anime nerd. And so I found out through fandom what cosplaying was, and I always thought it was so cool. But I never thought it would be something I could do. Like that, I don't want to say back then because then I sound unk, but back then it felt like that wasn't something you could just do. Like now you can just buy pretty much any costume online and anyone can cosplay. But I feel like back when I wanted to cosplay when I was like 12, if you wanted to cosplay, you kind of had to make it yourself. Thank you for the 5 gifted Shaboops. Thank you. W Shaboops. Back in my day. So yeah, when I watched Black Butler, I wanted to cosplay immediately from Black Butler. I wanted to cosplay Alois Trancy. And then I finally got the guts to when I was 14 years old. I made a cosplay from scratch. I did not make his actual outfit. I made a Book of Circus inspired outfit for him. So Book of Circus is season 3 of the anime, and it's like when the main character CL goes and joins a circus, and so they have really cool circus outfits. Alois is not in that season, but I wanted to give him a circus outfit. So I designed it and then made it, and it was the worst thing you would ever see. Like, the pictures of that cosplay are never seeing the light of day. But I was proud of it because it was the first thing I ever sewed. It was the first thing I ever made. So yeah, it was so chopped though. And then designed it, made it, wrote AO3 fanfic for it. Not for that, but I am no stranger to AO3 fanfic. Hello, first time chatter. Well, guess what? We found them. That's so earnest, even if chopped. I was proud of it at the time. And then looking back, I was like, oh. But yeah, so that's like how I started getting into cosplay. And then it wasn't until I was about 16 or 17 years old that I went to my first con. And that was really fun. I didn't cosplay to it. But it was still fun regardless. And then the next couple cons I started cosplaying as well. And that was after COVID, and I was really into Genshin. So my first cosplay at a con was Amber from Genshin Impact. Will there be a VOD of the stream? I'm traveling back from PAX and can't really watch. Yes. The only reason all of my VODs stay up, but a couple of my phone streams started unpublishing themselves, and I didn't know why. But I went in and fixed it, so all of the VODs should be there now. I'm starting to lose my voice. Have I really, like, not streamed that long that I'm losing my voice? Actually, no. I noticed last night that my throat kind of hurt. I hope I'm not, like, catching something, because my throat hurts kind of bad right now. It's okay, you're new to streaming. Welcome to our 1 year anniversary. Without the furniture falling apart to break up the yap, it's a lot more talking. I recently went to a very small local con. There were tons of teenagers in extremely rough homemade cosplays, and it was nice to see the young generation maintaining the old ways. That's so sweet, because you hardly see that anymore. I feel like hand-making your costumes isn't as common, which makes sense. I mean, because it's just so much more accessible to buy costumes now. It's gotten to the point where making your costumes is now way more expensive than just buying the costumes, when it used to be vice versa. But yeah, it's good to know that kids are still making chopped cosplays at home. What brand is your microwave? I don't know. I can't read that from here. You gotta guess. B-Day? I guess you're asking when my birthday is. My birthday is April 12th. I was born on Saturday, April 12th, 2003 at 12:46 p.m. And I was 6 pounds, 4 ounces. Old as hell? Mods, get this person. Are you going to cosplay Ellen Jo again? I actually had to give that costume back to my agency, so no. I wanted to cosplay her a couple more times, but they asked for the costume back, so I had to send it back. I was 12.5 pounds at birth. You're lying. You're lying. The heaviest baby I've ever heard of was 10 pounds. Shaboops. Your poor mother. I'm so sorry for your mother. Bro was almost double my size as a baby. What the heck? I got the record for that year at the hospital. That's so funny. All right, next question. Will you travel to Europe to see countries like Germany, France, Luxembourg? I do have plans to travel to Germany. I'm going to Dokumi in May. So, yes, I will be in Germany. The very next question is, have you been to Germany before? No, but that's about to change. They said I was gonna be 7 feet tall. I'm only 6'2". I'm only 6'2". They told me I was gonna be 5'8", and I only got to 5'5". What part of Germany? Whatever part of Germany Dokumi is in, I forget. Do you speak any German? Hello. Hello. How do you say it? I forgot how to say the one word I actually know. Thank you. Thank you for the resub. In my head, you're tall even after meeting you. Good. Let's keep it that way. I was probably in very, very tall cosplay shoes, but let's just keep you thinking I'm tall. Guten Tag. What has been the most fun cosplay you've done? The most fun cosplay, I feel like isn't due to the cosplay itself, but it's due to who I'm cosplaying with. Because the most fun cosplays I've done are cosplay groups, where I'm cosplaying with my friends. Like, one of the most fun I've had in a cosplay was doing Persona, even though I've never played Persona, but it was because I was with my friends, and that was really fun. But then also I think Genshin cosplays. Any Genshin cosplay I do with my friends also cosplaying Genshin is really fun. How are you? I'm good, thank you. What's your favorite Little Bear and Bambi story? And congrats on the 1 year, thank you. My favorite Little Bear and Bambi story. So we got Little Bear first before we got Bambi. So we got Little Bear, and he was the man of the house for like 2 weeks, and then Bambi came. And when Bambi showed up, Little Bear did not take that lightly. He did not like Bambi at all, to the point where he actually kind of bullied Bambi a little bit. And we would try to supervise them. Like, we acclimated Bambi by himself in the bathroom before we introduced them. But when we introduced them, Little Bear was not happy. He was like hissing at Bambi. And then it got to the point where we had been trying to supervise them and like make sure they didn't like actually fight or anything. But Little Bear got a swipe in at Bambi. He clawed his face and he got like a little scratch on his nose. And I was devastated. I was like, how could you? But the reason this is my favorite Little Bear and Bambi story is because literally that same day, they became best friends. Literally that night, they were cuddled up next to each other, like bathing each other, licking each other's heads. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if he like felt bad. Men, I guess so. So yeah, they went from enemies to best friends overnight. Not even overnight, in the same day. Bambi's just special like that. Yeah, I guess he got that one hit in and felt bad. And they've been brothers ever since. I just found the most insane question I think I possibly could have been asked. I'm not answering that. What your cat name? This is Little Bear, and this is Bambi. Top 5 anime/manga. I gotta put Black Butler at the top, even though it's objectively not the best anime. It's my anime, so Black Butler. To Be Cringe is To Be Free, My Hero Academia. Devilman Crybaby, I really like. It's just so visually pretty. And yep, you got it, Banana Fish. And that's only 4. I've got to say Children of the Whales. It's on Netflix. And it's just really, really pretty. And I never hear anyone talking about it. But Children of the Whales is one of my favorites. Can you fluff your cat for us? I don't know what you mean by fluff, but I'll show you the fluff balls. Here he is. He looks so grumpy. You look so grumpy. Why are you grumpy? Is it because I woke you up from a nap? Is that why you're grumpy? Pre-fluffed from the looks of it, yeah. Ugh. All right. This onesie serves as like a baby carrier. All right, good night. Hello, first time chatter. Pretty eyes, thank you. Aw, I closed my phone and it like reset my Instagram, so I have to pull up the answers again. Or the questions, I guess. Are your eyes real? Start from the bottom? No. It would take longer to get to the bottom than to find my place from here. Almost. What's your favorite Digimon? I have never played/watched Digimon. I don't know if it's a game or an anime, but I do not know Digimon. I apologize. Okay, we're back. Favorite microplastic? This one. I love these waters so much. Are you Russian or Slavic? I don't know. My mom's family is European. I don't know where in Europe. I just know they're European. My mom's parents were from Europe. Again, I don't know where. I know her dad is like mostly German. I don't know where her mom is from though. We don't have contact with my mom's side of the family. Slavic allegations. I think I mixed up the pronunciations of those words. Anyways, but they moved to Saudi Arabia and had my mom there, and then she moved here. Are you okay? I think so. That one lip sync TikTok has made you Russian. It's so funny because like there's Russian comments on the video saying I butchered the mouth shapes. How long have you been cosplaying? What was your first ever cosplay? My first ever cosplay was technically that big yawn was that Aloise cosplay that I was telling you guys about. But I say my first cosplay was Amber because that was my first like cosplay that will see the light of day after that. And the first one I cosplayed to a convention at. And that one was when I was either 17 or 18. So I guess I've been cosplaying for like 4 or 5 years now. That feels like a long time. But if we count the one I did when I was 14, that would be like, what? 8 years. 1, 2, skip a few. How long have you been a dancer? That's another tricky question, because technically, since I could walk, but not really, because it's been very on and off in completely different kinds of dance. I feel like I categorize TikTok dances in the same kind of dance as like K-pop dances. So for that, I started doing K-pop dance when I was 17. So really since I was 17. Bye bye. Will you post more on your personal account? Yes. I have been really bad about posting. I apologize. I miss Little Bear. He don't love you no more. He don't love you no more. You gotta let him go. Have you genuinely considered modeling? I used to do a little bit. Like some stuff for school, some stuff like here and there. I don't know. It was kind of fun. I just don't know how I would get into that, or like if I want to get into that. Because a lot of these cosplay jobs feel like just modeling, because they'll just have me put on a costume and then show up to an event and take pictures, and then that's the job. So I guess in a way, I mean, when people ask me what I do for a living, and it's like someone my parents' age, and I don't want to like have to awkwardly try to explain what cosplay is, I'll just tell them I'm a model, because that's like a lot easier to understand, and it's kind of the same. Don't. I have a friend doing modeling work. It's brutal. Yeah. It's brutal in a lot of ways. You get very used when you model, you get very used to people being very blunt about your appearance a lot. Um, what practice do you do to be a good dancer? I'm taking so long in between these questions because there's so many I have to skip because they're just like vulgar. Um, but what practice do you do to be a good dancer? I just dance. Like just learning dances, learning new choreographies is like the best thing you can do. Because the more you dance, the better you're gonna get at it, and it's a fun way to practice to just keep learning new dances. Can you dunk? No. I should tell my parents I'm a model. You should. How does one start to become a huge cosplay star? I would not call myself a huge cosplay star, um, but I have had people ask about that before, like how to become a cosplay influencer, I guess. Um, and I feel bad because I don't have advice on that. I literally had a video go viral overnight, and then all of a sudden, all my videos got views after that. I never wanted to be an influencer. It just happened, like literally overnight. And I was like, I guess I do this now. Um, and it was actually like, I didn't know that that wasn't normal until very recently. Like when I first started making LA friends and like friends with a lot of influencers out here, that was the first time I kind of, I guess, found out that there were people who strive to be influencers or like try to get views online. Um, I'm not explaining this very well. Like people who aspire to be influencers, I guess I never considered that being a thing. Like, didn't think about there being people who want to do that because I never set out to do that. It just happened. Um, so I feel bad that I don't have advice for that. I would say just have fun. Like, don't post stuff just to try to get viral. I I was just having fun with my friends and I decided to post a video and it did well. Celebi said her Burnus cosplay blew up big. Mine did too. Both of our, I think people just really liked Burnus because both of our Burnus cosplays went big. Um, but no, her and I both started because of our Genshin cosplays. Like, that was our first videos that blew up. Burnus was very popular at the moment, yeah. Burnus. I have like, I can't hear that song. I have like PTSD. I have to skip so many of these. What got you into cosplaying? Being a nerd and a filthy anime fan. Are you married? No. Favorite Pokemon? That one. Favorite Pokemon type? I when I think of all the types, I want to say fairy type, but then all of my favorite Pokemon end up being water types. So I guess water and fairy. And I do like a lot of grass types as well. Show more feet. No. How do you get your hair to be so nice? I should have skipped that one too. Oh, but how do you get your hair so nice? I don't know. I get compliments on my hair a lot, which is new to me because I've never really liked my hair because I have pretty thin hair, but it is pretty long, and I've never dyed it, so it I guess it behaves well, if that's what you mean, because it's not damaged, because I don't use heat products either. I'll blow dry every now and then, but yeah, I guess my only advice is don't dye your hair, except I'm about to not follow my own advice because I want to dye my hair soon. Wait, you shower? What if they mean your cosplay wigs? What do you mean cosplay wig? This is all me right here. This is all me. Thank you for the gifts of derp derp. What is a cosplay you want to do but haven't yet? Jinx from Arcane. Jinx. What food do you think is overrated? Korean barbecue. Don't get me wrong, I love bulgogi. I love like marinated beef. Like Korean marinated beef is so good. Korean barbecue is just like meat and more meat and unflavored meat and then more meat, and it's just too much meat. I don't understand how people eat Korean barbecue without getting sick. Like whenever I go to Korean barbecue, I'll eat like maybe 1 or 2 pieces of the meat and then just side dishes. But that's probably just a me thing, because I also don't like hot pot for the same reason. I hate hot pot meat even more than Korean barbecue meat. So when I get hot pot, I usually just get a platter of like bok choy, and then that's my dinner. But yeah, I love the side dishes at Korean barbecue, but yeah, I don't think I'm ever just like, dang, I'm really in the mood for Korean barbecue. And then when my friend and I went to Korea, we had so much Korean barbecue. You hate hot pot more, but you said Korean barbecue. Because more people, I feel like not liking Korean barbecue is more of a hot take than not liking hot pot. Because so many people love Korean barbecue. But I'll never say like no to going, because it's always fun. But I just never eat a lot of the main dishes there. Also, I think it was the first time I got Korean barbecue in LA. We went to this place and we didn't finish. And I guess none of us knew that this place had a rule where if you don't finish your food, like if you order more than you eat, they charge you, and they were going to charge us a lot of money. And so everyone at the table was like, no, we're locking in and finishing this. And so everyone was just shoveling food down their mouths. And I cannot stand being like super full. Like it hurts. And so I was like having a horrible time just shoving food down my face. And I did not want to eat Korean barbecue for a long time after that. That's common for buffets. I've never had a Korean barbecue place do that though. Favorite convention memory? I don't know if this is a favorite memory, but it's one of the more memorable ones. Um, I met the English voice actor of Legoshi from Beastars, and I was in a Haru cosplay, and this was back before I even had a cosplay account. So I was in this Haru cosplay that you guys have never seen, furry, and that's why you guys will never see this cosplay. Um, but yeah, I was in the cosplay to meet Jonah Scott, and I waited, I think, 1.5 hours in the line to meet him. And then right when I got up to the front, he stood up and he like ran up to me and he went, wait. And then he ran away and he was like, I need to go to the bathroom. And he like bolted off. Um, and so I stood there and I had a conversation with his like handler for a minute. Um, but I just thought it was so funny because he was like, wait. But then he came back and he was like, I love your wig. Did you do that yourself? This also, I don't know what was wrong with me, but I had spent like 2 days styling my Haru wig. I was so proud of it. It was one of my first times styling a wig, and I think it turned out really well. But he was like, I love the wig. Did you do this yourself? And I went, oh no, my friend did it for me. Why did I say that? Like, genuinely, why did I say that? Like, I just be lying, I guess. What? The self-sabotage? I know. I think I, like, couldn't handle being complimented. And so I was like, oh no, I didn't make it. But I don't know why I did that. But anyways, I paid $10 to get a selfie with him. I'm not showing you guys the selfie. You're too shy. Literally, the words came out of my mouth before I even realized what I said. And then I was like, why did I? It's not a big deal. It doesn't matter. But like, why did I say that? All right, next question. Workout routine. Nothing. I do Pilates. I do Pilates most mornings, but only for like 10 to 30 minutes. And then I dance. And then the rest is just poor diet and genetics. I accidentally just hit something and went to the top of the questions page. What if the voice actor watches your stream and hears you lied to his face? Jonas Scott, I'm so sorry. Love your work with that furry, though. I need to find where I was. This one isn't a question. It just says John is coming. Okay. Tell him to knock. Do you F with the cinnamon Pop-Tart? Yeah. Yeah, I F with it. I'm not a big fan of Pop-Tarts, though. Yeah. I've never really liked them. That's kind of a lie. I like the s'mores Pop-Tart, but only when you toast it in the toaster. And I didn't know that you could put Pop-Tarts in the toaster until I was like 18. So maybe that's why I never liked Pop-Tarts as a kid. Okay, we're back. What is your first anime? So I always say Black Butler was my first anime because that was like my first anime that I knew was anime. Technically, my very first anime was something that popped up in my YouTube recommended when I was in like the first or second grade. So I was like, what, 7 or 8 years old? And I watched Kiss Sis on YouTube. I watched one episode. I don't think it was the first episode. I don't know why it was recommended to me. I clicked on it because I was like, oh, these cartoon characters are pretty cute. So I clicked on it. And then it was about some dude who kissed his sister. And I was like, interesting. And I never watched anime again until my friend showed me Black Butler when I was like 12 years old. Crazy thing is the same thing happened to me. Bro, I kind of miss when YouTube was just like the lawless land where parents didn't know that there were like bad videos on YouTube. And so kids just had unrestrained access to it. I mean, kids still do. It's just called bad parenting now. Someone asked my shoe size. I don't think I should answer that. There are a lot of questions asking what my back routine is. And they're all asking because they're saying I look ripped in my story post photo that I asked the question on. I hate to disappoint. Those are not back muscles. Those are my bones. There is no back muscle. Let me show you the picture. This is the picture they're talking about that I posted on my story. Those are my shoulder blades. Those aren't muscles. I'm sorry. There was like, when I was briefly scrolling through, I saw like 5 messages being like, yo, drop the back set. What's the back routine? There is none. She's jacked. I'm so confused because like those are bones. Am I LARPing like a muscle mommy? ZZZ or Genshin? I like ZZZ. I think the character designs are really cool. There's a lot more variety. But I only played it for a little bit. I liked playing Genshin a lot more. I played Genshin for like 2 years, and I just really liked the open world aspect because that meant I could just completely ignore the way the game is supposed to be played. I didn't do any quests. I just wanted to explore. So that's why I liked Genshin so much. When are you coming to Germany? The end of May, I believe, is Dokumi. Do you dye or highlight your hair at all? No. I've never dyed my hair, but the tension between me and dyeing my hair blonde has been so strong for years, but I've just never gotten the balls to do it. I have this fear that if I dye my hair, it's all gonna fall off. So, that's like the only thing that's been keeping me from dyeing my hair. And also, I like to keep my hair really, really long. And I know if I damage my hair a bunch with bleach, I'm not going to be able to keep it as long as I like to keep it. So I would have to trade some of my hair length for the color I want. Blonde would make sense for you. I will not specify further. Well, I used to be blonde as a kid. I had really blonde hair as a baby and like a toddler, but it started getting darker and darker until it's like brown now. Same. I think that's like a white people thing. It's like a genetic thing. Everyone in my family is the same way. What has been your favorite cosplay and TikTok dance? A lot of people ask me my favorite cosplay, and I never have like a surefire answer, and I think it's because I haven't cosplayed my favorite character yet. So my answer to that will be that I hope Jinx will be my favorite cosplay. I have a couple like favorite cosplays for different reasons though. Like Nilu is one of my favorite cosplays just because I love dancing in her costume. Um, but I'm not the biggest fan of how I look in her cosplay. So there's like pros and cons to different costumes. Um, when are Little Bear and Bambi's birthdays? Little Bear's is, I want to say, August 21st, and Bambi's is September 8th. Favorite game you've streamed? Subnautica, Metaphor ReFantasio. Can we get married? I don't know you. I don't know you. Who are you? Not Ark. I do like Ark, but Subnautica will always have a special place in my heart. What's your worst travel experience? Oh gosh. I I'm a very claustrophobic person. I hate airplanes. I love airports for some reason. Like I love navigating airports and like being in an airport. Hate flying. Hate airplanes. Not because I'm scared of heights. Like I know a lot of people are scared of flying. I'm not scared of flying. I just cannot stand being in a small space and sitting still. I'm like so fidgety. I can't sit in one spot for long. My legs like lose blood circulation really fast. So I hate flying already, but my worst flying experience was when I got really sick in Japan. Back in November, I got pneumonia in Japan and I was hospitalized. And after the Boeing news of the past 2 years, I'm scared of planes. I actually like turbulence. It's fun. It's like a roller coaster. Wee. Yeah, so I got pneumonia in Japan, and it was so bad that I thought about delaying my flight, but I had to go back home it was like a family gathering for Thanksgiving. And at that point I had already been in Korea for like a month, and I was like, I need to go home. And I didn't want to like have to buy a new flight, and I was like, I think I'll be okay to fly home. So I got on my flight, but it was because of the pneumonia, I was coughing so much. I actually coughed so much that I tore something in my throat, the people at the hospital said, because I was coughing up blood. I'm sorry you like turbulence. A little. It's fun. Yeah, so I was coughing up blood, if that gives you any idea of how much I was coughing. I genuinely could not stop coughing. Like, at certain points, it was getting so bad that I couldn't breathe. Like, I had no time to breathe in between coughing. So, I did not want to get on an airplane and be the annoying person who coughed the whole time. But I did. And I felt horrible the entire time. Because, like, I had a mask. I had a face mask. I wasn't contagious or anything. It was, but I had a mask. I had like a hat because I didn't want anyone to look at me. But I was just coughing and coughing and coughing. The flight attendants kept bringing me hot water and tea, but I was just coughing and coughing. And I felt so bad. I was just like, I feel so bad for everyone around me having to listen to me cough. But yeah, it was bad. It hurt. I mean, the biggest thing I had a problem with was being a public nuisance, but then also the coughing hurt so bad I was crying. So yeah, that like 12-hour flight back home, being that sick and coughing like that and crying, that was the worst travel experience of my life. And also, that was the first and only time I've had a layover. So it was like a 10-hour flight to Denver, and then I had a connecting flight to Atlanta. And I had like an hour in between my flights, and I thought that was plenty of time. It took me almost an hour to get off the plane, and then we had to recheck our bags. Like, we had to go pick up our luggage and recheck it into the new plane. So I almost missed my connecting flight. And so that was really stressful. And keep in mind, this whole time, I'm dying with pneumonia. So yeah, worst travel experience. Favorite dessert? I like ice cream. Ice cream and popsicles are my favorite dessert. Favorite fruit? I feel like I have too many favorites, but I gotta say the Shine Muscat grapes. Oh, the grapes that are like $18 a bunch at the grocery store. I love those. I'm so mad. Going to Korea has like ruined me because they were selling those grapes on the street for like I think less than $3 USD. I need to go back to Korea and like bring a suitcase for grapes. I'm gonna get like arrested at customs. You must be rich. I don't buy the $18 grapes very often. That is a very special treat. Someone just goes, "Why are you gay?" Dream vacation? I think I already got my dream vacation. I'd been wanting to go to either Korea or Japan for a while, and I got to go to both last year. So, dream vacation done. I want to go back now. How tall are you? 5'5". Short? That's literally average. That's above average. I'm above the average height for women in America. Someone says, "Why don't you post on Ducky IRL?" I'm sorry, guys. I have another post in the works. The photos are just sitting in my camera roll. Hopefully I'll start posting on that account way more consistently. I just started it and then immediately got busy with the move. And like I've been so busy with the move that I've been trying to prioritize cosplay main account content before the other account. Favorite cosplay you've made? Definitely the Nekopara costumes. I was really proud of those. So much time and effort went into those, and I like how they turned out. I technically didn't finish them. They're missing a part that I had in my design, but I still like how they turned out. Favorite food? It depends on what I'm in the mood for, but I pretty consistently like salmon. Salmon sashimi, mostly, so like raw salmon, and then cooked salmon. More Burness win. I do still have my Burness costume, but I feel like I cosplay her so much. I know people are going to ask you cosplay questions, so what is your favorite color? Yellow. I like yellow. And then probably like a pale blue, pastel blue, and pink. As long as it's not blue or pink, bro. Wasn't Burness from Throne? Yes, I believe so. Do you get shy or nervous when meeting fans or collabing with new people? I don't. I think I do get a little nervous meeting fans. Or not nervous, just like. I don't know. It makes me happy more than anything when someone comes up and like they know who I am and they're like, "I'm a fan of you." I don't think I'll ever get used to that feeling. Um, but it's a very like warm feeling. But I hate when people come up and like they are visibly nervous to meet me. I'm like, that blows my mind because I'm like, why are you nervous to meet me? I'm just me. Like, But I appreciate it. I appreciate all you guys. For collabing with new people, I think it's the same thing where it's just like, it's 1:30. Should I go to bed? Go to sleep. When I collaborate with other people, it's usually people I've like already been following for a while. So sometimes I'm kind of nervous to meet them. And then I've had creators who were like really nervous to meet me, which again is like so weird to me. But yeah, I think it's just mostly fun more than anything. I want to collab with more cosplayers. It's because you're too tall and muscular. It's intimidating. Yeah. That's it. People are just too scared of these muscles, guys. Am I intimidating? Who won the beef against Celebi? It was a draw. We'll have to revisit it. Did you say you were 5'7" earlier? No, I had a doctor tell me I was supposed to be 5'8", but I stopped growing at 5'5". Go-to song for a midnight drive and or a song when you're relaxing? For a nighttime drive, I think of like driving through the city at night. I love listening to Tame Impala. I know it's really basic, but like city type songs are really nice to drive through the city. I like listening to Grimes when I drive through the city at night. Arctic Monkeys. Favorite song? You didn't submit that through the stickers. You're trying to cheat. But my favorite song? That also changes so often. What have I been listening to a lot right now? The Steven Universe soundtrack has been... I've been giving it many listening minutes. Specifically that Distant Shore. I think that's my favorite Steven Universe track. Oh, and I've been listening to... I forget who the composer is, but the songs from the Reze movie, like In the Pool and the other one, they're just instrumental songs, but I've been listening to those so much. Stop, I'll cry. Top 3 favorite fruits. Muscat grapes. What do I like right now? Strawberries. Banana. No. Banana's like B tier. Strawberries and kiwi? I don't like kiwi. Why am I blanking on what fruits exist? Pears? Ooh, I do like pears. Pears are good. Last time was McNugget shapes, and now what is your favorite shape for fries? My favorite French fry shape? I gotta go with shoestring. I know that's probably not a popular answer, but like McDonald's shoestring fries. Because you can get like a bunch of them and eat them at once. And something about the texture of that is really nice. And then secondly, probably waffle fries. But waffle fries aren't number one. I love like the crunch of waffle fries and like the texture, but a lot of times there's too much fry. There's too much fry to sauce. It throws off the fry to sauce ratio. Sometimes you got too much fry and not enough sauce when you have waffle fries. So that's why they're not number one for me. Too much fry is insane. I'm a sauce girl. What can I say? I like to drench my food in sauce. What's the most expensive cosplay you've done? I feel like my answer to so many of these is the Nekopara costumes, but the Nekopara costumes. I spent close to $600 on the fabric to make those costumes. Yeah, it was a lot. I could have gotten cheaper fabric, but I didn't. I wanted to enter them into a cosplay competition that I then chickened out of last minute. But yeah, those were expensive costumes. But I don't regret it. I like how they turned out. They are very heavy though, because I used very like thick, nice quality fabric, and there's so many ruffles and such dense folds of fabric that those skirts are like heavy. Pancakes or waffles? What topping? I gotta go waffle. I mean, I like pancakes, but again, it's just the texture thing. I like the texture of waffles better. Pancakes are sometimes a little too mushy, and like they'll taste good, but it's like I'm just shoveling sugar mush into my mouth, whereas a waffle stays pretty crispy, I think. As for toppings, I usually just like syrup and then maybe chocolate chips for waffles. What's the most random fun fact about you? Oh, this one's pretty random. I can dislocate my thumbs. Um, and I didn't know that people couldn't do this for a while. I'm pretty sure it's dislocating them. I've gotten conflicting answers on whether this is just being double jointed or if it's dislocating. I low-key don't know the difference, but yeah. Trigger warning, some people think this is gross, but I didn't know some people couldn't do that. Your poor ligaments? This feels so normal to me though. And then I can make like zombie hands. So oh, also, so the reason I found out, we had like a career day or something in elementary school, and this police officer came to school and he was like showing us how handcuffs work, and like we all had a little pair of like pretend handcuffs. And because I can move my thumb like this, I can make my hand as small as my wrist. So for this reason, I have a hard time wearing bracelets because bracelets will just slide off because my hand doesn't stay like this. It can, whatever. So we all had the practice handcuffs, and I just slid right out of mine. And he came back to me because he thought he didn't do them tight enough. So he did them as tight as they could go. And then I slid right out of them again. And I remember asking, I was like, how do criminals, like when you arrest people, why don't they just take their hands out? And he was like, what do you mean, why don't they just take their hands out? And that's when I like pulled my hands out. Hi Lexi, what an intro. So that's how I found out that not everyone can move their thumbs and just do that. So yeah, little Lexi was like, I guess criminals just give up and choose to stay in the handcuffs because like you can just pull your hands right out of them. So I don't get it. Time to start your criminal career. You're right, bro. I could be the fall guy. I'll let my friends go and I'll get arrested, and then when the officers aren't looking, boop, boop, I run. Are you good at math? I wasn't ever the biggest fan of math. I really liked statistics, but I did not like geometry or physics. I hated physics. What do you mean, what? I I love statistics because it's like very it's very like strict formulas. Like there is a right answer, like you just compute numbers and you get the answer, and it's very straightforward, and I like that. But with physics, it was so much like, well, if this changes, then this could change, and the probability. I hated it. I did really bad in physics in high school. So you like math? I wouldn't say I like it. I like very specific kinds of math when, I guess, when it's easy. When it's like very formula based, I like that kind of math. I don't like physics, or like, I call it science math, where it's like chemistry. I don't like chemistry math. You do like equations with chemistry, and I didn't like it. I like math with numbers, not with letters. I like algebra too, though. So I liked algebra and statistics, not physics. What's 50 plus 17? Thank you for the posture check. Calculus is formula based. I did calculus like over the summer, I think. I don't remember a lot about it. So you don't like nonlinear math? I guess so, yeah. When did you start dancing? Technically when I was like 4 or 5 years old, but not for real until I was like 17. You have a good energy, but you don't reply to DMs, question mark. Yes, I apologize for not replying to DMs, but I have a very hard and fast rule that I do not reply to DMs on any platform. I used to, and now I don't. Your DMs are scary. What's sad though is that some people DM and they are genuinely just like, it seems like they just have questions, like they want to know about my book collection and all this stuff, and it seems super innocent, but I've had so many situations where I've replied to these very normal, innocent, friendly messages, and then they immediately take that and run with it, and it turns bad. So I just don't reply to anyone on any platform. If you are messaging me on any platform, you're not. That is a fake scam. So yeah, my bad, gang. Where are you from? I am from Atlanta, Georgia, and I live in LA now. Wait, so you didn't receive the 500 USD that I sent you by DMs? What brings you joy? That's a sweet question. I like being creative. When I can like make things and be proud of what I make, that brings me so much joy. And that's why when I was working full time, going to school full time, and I had like no time to do any of my hobbies, I got like, I don't want to say depressed. I wasn't to the point of being depressed, I would say, but it was just like mind numbing, because I feel like that's one of my biggest joys of life, is getting to indulge in creative things. So I'm very grateful that I basically get to do that as my job now. There's still so many more questions about my back. Guys, I'm not ripped, I'm just bony. Any North Carolina conventions this year? I don't think I've ever been to a North Carolina con. Where was Ichiban Con? Because I went to that. I think that was in one of the Carolinas, actually. I don't remember. Favorite hair color? I guess blonde. I want to dye my hair blonde And then once I try blonde, I want to try pink as well. But I don't think my dad would like that very much. When I told my dad that I was thinking about dyeing my hair blonde, or I just told him I told him I'm thinking of dyeing my hair, and he was like, he got mad. He was like, as long as it's not pink or something. And I was like, oh. Blonde would suit your personality? You're calling me dumb? Who is heavier, Bear or Bambi? Little Bear is heavier. Little Bear is, I think, 18 pounds and Bambi's 15. Did you ever think you would have gotten this big as a cosplay creator? No. When I first posted my first couple of videos, I was not intending for anything to come of it. So to become an influencer overnight was jarring, to say the least, and I did not expect it. But I'm glad it happened, and I'm very happy that I'm here now. What are you most excited about on your first EU trip to Dokumi? I'm excited to see Europe for the first time. I don't know if I'm going to get to explore because of the timing. I might have work in LA either before or after. But I'm excited to see like Germany, especially because my grandfather was German, like spoke German. But I don't know him that well, so it's not like that big of a deal for me. If you had to live in Europe, what country would you choose to live in? Well, my dad's side of the family is in England, so maybe England. But I probably wouldn't want to live in England, so maybe like... Everyone says like Italy or Venice or places like that, so probably somewhere like that. I just noticed you're seriously not going to sleep in the kitchen. No, that's not my bed. My room is over there. I do have one room. My whole house is this room, but I do have a separate bedroom, which is good. Barcelona is nice. I want to see a few countries, but I don't know if I'm going to do any exploring while I'm in Germany. I mean, besides like just Germany. But I'm excited to see European fans. That's what I'm most excited for. That looked like your bed. I know it does look like a bed. It looks like a giant dog bed. It kind of is a giant dog bed. Favorite coffee? I actually don't drink coffee. Coffee makes my tummy hurt a lot. But I drink energy drinks. I like the uncarbonated Celsius drinks. What about Chilean fans? Should I go to Chile? How did you and Celebi meet? Were you guys pro dancers before cosplay? We met on a dance team in college. So that's how we met, and then we started making videos together. Thank you for the resub. You Ranjo, thank you. You're like my mom, her tummy hurts with coffee as well. Well, I know a lot of people I know coffee makes a lot of people's stomachs hurt, but it also makes like my throat close up. And I thought I was allergic to coffee, but apparently it's really, really uncommon to be allergic to coffee. Like something like less than 0.2% of people can be allergic to coffee beans. So it's probably not an actual allergy, but it feels like an allergy. It's not just like an intolerance kind of thing. So yeah, I don't drink coffee. What's one cosplay that people easily recognize you at cons? Probably Burness. What's something new that you want to do on stream? I want to start drawing. I want to do like more of my hobbies on stream. Like playing games is fun and everything, but I wouldn't say gaming is one of my hobbies. So I'd like to try like maybe playing the violin on stream or drawing and doing more sewing and stuff like that. Would you guys want to see that? Yes? Okay. What is your next cosplay or a clue? I'll give you a clue of what my next cosplay is. Your clue is cosplay. And I'm not being facetious, that's an actual clue. Don't guess in chat because it's not hard to figure out. How about that weather? I mean, the weather in LA is pretty nice. It's been really hot though. And I went outside the other day and I wasn't expecting it to be so windy. I I dressed for the warm weather, but then it was so windy. Like my hair was being blown in every direction. So that was crazy. And it was also cold because it was so windy. I didn't understand that. It was like 90 degrees, but cold. LA is strange. Were you on the East Coast before? Yes, I was in the East Coast before. Not anymore, though. Would you ever consider playing Kingdom Hearts? I think Winter really likes that game, but I haven't played. Maybe one day. Any new fashion post for your IG, Ducky IRL? I do have something I might post. Fave K-pop boy and girl group? I wouldn't really consider myself a K-pop fan anymore. Because I used to be like really into K-pop. My favorite boy group was Astro. If you know, you know. But I liked them. And then for girl group, I actually really like XG right now. I don't know if they're technically K-pop. They're like a worldwide group. But I like XG. Elite Ball for XG or Astro? You should post 0.5 pictures of the boys on Ducky IRL. We need more Bambi and Little Bear content. All right, heard. Would you ever go to Australia for a con? That's pretty far away, but maybe. I don't know, am I gonna get like attacked by spiders down there? I'm scared of Australian spiders. I lost the questions again. Perhaps that was enough questions though. I think I'm gonna wrap up the sticker responses because I keep getting sent to the top. So if anyone else has more Q&As that they would like to ask, shoot. No. I can go back and read the freaky questions if you guys want. Are you going to be in movies now that you're in LA? I cannot act, so no. Oh, that's a lot of Q&A. Have you seen Strangers from Hell? It's a good thriller K-drama. I have not seen Strangers from Hell. I am not the biggest fan of K-dramas. I think they're really dramatic. Like to the point where it takes me out of the immersion of the story. Because at certain points it's just like ridiculous how dramatic they are. But I started watching Idle Eye, with my friend, and I really like that one, but I need to finish. What's your favorite kind of pho? I don't know what different kinds there are. When I get pho, I usually just get like the beef option. And then I don't put anything in my pho. Like, I don't put any sauces. I just like the flavor of the broth. Do you prefer MIG or TIG? I don't know what those are. Would you play the Persona games? Maybe, but I've been warned that they are very, very long games. If you're going to Germany, would you ever go to Denmark? I'd like to. I want to go to Amsterdam as well. Who is your favorite chatter whose name starts with a K? Yeah, nice try, little bro. Nice try. I think my Insta question was along the lines of, are you still a little nervous before going live on a stream? And when will you get the hydraulic press? I think I saw that one when I scrolled. I don't know. I feel like it's crazy to say, but I don't feel like I feel nervous streaming anymore, which I never would have thought would be possible because I was the shyest kid ever growing up. Like, my dad got me therapy. I was so shy and withdrawn. So that's kind of crazy, but I think I have like finally come to a point where I just like streaming. Like, I like going live and I don't feel nervous at all. And for the hydraulic press, it's never gonna happen. Drop it. Character development. What are your top favorite non-anime TV shows? Law and Order SVU. Breaking Bad. I'm still currently watching it. What other non-anime shows do I watch? Oh gosh. Oh, you guys might call me boring for this, but I really liked The Office. I think I've watched it like twice through. Oh, cartoons count, right? I was trying to think of live action, but if cartoons count, because they're not technically anime, Steven Universe, and Boring. I love that show. The Office is good. People sleep on it. It's funny. Did you see Total Drama? It's a Canadian show. Total Drama Island? Like the cartoon? I like Total Drama Island. Do you watch any sports? Not really. I've never been a big fan of like TV sports, like football and all that. It feels boring. But I like watching performance sports. They don't really televise those though. You've changed your setup location. Yes. The location of the setup has changed. I moved. All right, campers. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is so good. I haven't watched that one. I've been told to watch Grey's Anatomy, but I don't know if I'd like that one or if it would be too dramatic. Thank you for the resub. Senor Elcon, thank you. I actually knew a girl whose dad, it was either her dad or her boyfriend's dad, was one of the actors on Grey's Anatomy. So that's kind of cool, but I've never watched it. What is your favorite streaming memory? I have a lot. I think my first stream, like ending my first stream and realizing that wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, that was a good memory. I really liked our New Year's stream where I like got to do the confetti. My first 12-hour stream. The Griffin Burns video, that was a highlight for sure. I still need to meet him in person and see if he remembers doing that cameo. Rip, that first 12-hour stream has no VOD. Well, the VODs disappear after a while, but I have them all saved. I need to start posting on a VOD channel, but I haven't yet. My throat's starting to hurt really bad. I really hope I'm not getting sick. Maybe I should take a cough drop. I forgot. I don't have my cough drops where I used to have them. I put them in my kitchen. These are my Japanese cough drops that I got when I had pneumonia in Japan. Did you hear Chainsaw Man manga ended? I did hear that, and I heard that people aren't happy with the ending. But then again, I feel like people are never satisfied with manga endings. It's 5 p.m. How are you tired? So a girl can't be sleepy anymore? Girl can't be a wee bit tired? Is that not allowed? I think it's because too much was left open for this one. Like an unsatisfying ending. Would some tea help your throat? I do have tea up there. I'll probably make some after stream. I got spoiled from a friend's story. L friend. No spoilers in chat. How messed up is your current sleep schedule? Oh, thank you for the posture check. My sleep schedule's been pretty fine. But my friends wanted to go out for Korean barbecue the other night, and so I went out. But the place was like an hour away. So my friend who lives like on my same street drove me, which means I couldn't come back until they came back. But they all wanted to play like Super Smash Bros at someone's house. So basically I didn't get home until 3 a.m. Or it was a little before that, but then I built my cat tree. So I didn't go to sleep until like 3, 4 a.m. So that kind of threw off the schedule because then I didn't wake up until like 10 or 11 the next day. I woke up a little earlier today, but I think I'll sleep early tonight and wake up earlier tomorrow. Who did you main in Smash? I didn't actually play. One of the other girls there was a cosplayer, so we just like talked on the couch while everyone else played. What's your hottest take for anime/manga? I don't know if I have a hot take. I feel like most of my takes are very like normal. Like I think Seven Deadly Sins is mid. Maybe me liking My Hero Academia so much is a hot take. Hot take, MHA is good. That cough drop feels nice in my throat. But I feel like my voice is going now. That's so lame. It's my first stream back. And I'm losing my voice. Show wasn't bad, the fandom was. People say that about a lot of things though. And it's like, I guess this is my hot take. I don't think the fandom of something should affect whether you watch a thing or not. Because it's like, so if your reason for not watching My Hero is because you think the fans are cringe, you think that if you become an MHA fan, people are going to think you're cringe, I think you care too much about what people think about you. I think you should just enjoy what you want to enjoy. Period. Have you seen the Persona fan base? No, actually. I don't really know how they are. Persona. We don't talk about the Persona fan base. What's their issue? It's childish to let other people dictate what you enjoy. I think it's just like, it's the fear of being cringe. No one wants to be perceived as cringe, and it's like this all-consuming fear that some people have. But I think people just need to realize that people don't actually care about them as much as they think that they do. I doubt anyone's gonna see that you watch My Hero Academia and genuinely think differently of you as a person for it. So I watched Steven Universe really late to dodge fandom discourse. Yeah, I know Steven Universe got a lot of bad rap. But I think most of that was people just saying the show is too woke, which I don't know if I really agree with. But yeah, I've also never really cared about that, like being labeled as a Steven Universe fan. I don't care, the show's really good. Steven Universe hate is deserved because Uncle Grandpa sweeps it no diff. Uncle Grandpa was like iPad baby overload before we had iPad baby overload. Like, my brother would put Uncle Grandpa on the TV, and I could genuinely feel myself getting stupider as I watched it. I think I missed a first-time chatter. I'm new here. Happy anniversary. I love your cosplays. Thank you. Considering Gustavo is back there, can you abuse him? Did anyone redeem Goose abuse? I don't think so. The background looks sick. Thank you. I'm glad. I was worried that I was worried about like picking a new stream location, but I think the background's fine. Like, I was wondering if I would have to put like boards or something, like one of those folding room dividers. There will be doors on that wardrobe. It's not going to be like naked forever. Oh, there is no goose abuse? All right. I'll give you guys one for nothing. Bye-bye, Goose. These say they're medicated. I don't know how many I should take. This sign can't stop me because I can't read. I can't read Japanese. You're fine with 3 per hour? Okay, so I guess that's my cap. That was my third one. I only have posture check and knuckles. Oh, I think I changed it because I was doing my floor streams. I forgot to reinstate the other redeems. So that is actually Coke. Is it now? Let me take more of them. Bless you. Bambi sneeze. If you take 4 in an hour, you spontaneously combust. I'm gonna do it, guys. I'm gonna take 4. This anniversary stream is about to be our last. The special one is risen. The special one just went right back to sleep. Can we have a Bambi close-up? Crunch, crunch. I don't know if I'm supposed to chew on cough drops, actually. Aren't you not supposed to chew on them? I don't remember. I'm so bad about eating hard candy because I can't not chew whatever in my mouth. So I can't just like, it's probably not good for my teeth. I've been asking questions into the void. You haven't been asking questions. You went Konichi, what's up? Is that a Bambi stuffed toy on the table? Mm-hmm. It's Little Bear and Bambi's long lost third brother. Mm. I've asked like 5. Get ratioed. Just realized, is that Judy's hair? Yeah, this is my Judy Hoff's wig. I wanted something that matched the shark, so I went with gray. What flavor is your water? Orange, mango. Have you thought of a date for the Duckathon? I am actually thinking of doing the Duckathon on my birthday. Or like the day before my birthday, going into my birthday. So that would actually be in a couple weeks. So very soon, but I won't confirm it yet. Because before that, I do have to put out mod applications. I'm looking to get 1 to 2 new mods. I might as well go ahead and tell you guys now. Probably after stream, I'm gonna go make the application. And then I'll put those out and you can see in the Discord. So just keep an eye on the Discord if that is something you're interested in. Judy Hopps is definitely your spirit animal. I love Judy. Also, I'm taking a 4th one. If I spontaneously combust, I spontaneously combust. What are you studying in college again, if I may ask? I was studying fashion design. I'm currently in between schools, I'll say. I heard at 5 you develop a quirk. Yo! Wait, but what if I get a stupid quirk? Like, what if my head is like a squeegee bottle or something? I'm crashing out. You highlighted your message and I still didn't see it. That's rough. Rip. Have you ever considered doing a cosplay from a webtoon? I used to read Lookism a lot, and I have been meaning to restart it, like start reading it again. And now I have like probably 1,000 chapters to catch up on. But I don't know, I feel like with a lot of webtoons, the characters are very like, they're not like anime where they have very distinct character designs. They're just like people in normal clothes with normal hair most of the time. So I don't know if webtoon cosplays would be very doable. Might I recommend a character from Tower of God? Maybe I'm just not reading the right webtoons. What's Little Bear doing? Give him some privacy. He's taking a bath. Or playing with a toy. He's so invested in his bath, he doesn't even care. Let's start a fire in chat. It's too late. You guys are supervised now. Do you wash your cats? I don't. I take them to the groomers sometimes. I haven't found a new groomer in LA for them yet. You should cosplay Yuri Jihad from Tower of God. Let me see this woman. Oh, she looks cool. The clock on the stove looks crazy when the camera focuses on it. Has it been focusing on the stove clock? Interesting. You should do female Goro Majima. What's she from? Oh, from the Yakuza games? Yeah, I don't know about that one either. What's she from? Who's gonna tell him? Alright. Those cough drops helped a little bit, but I can definitely feel my voice leaving and my throat hurting more and more. So I think I should probably end stream soon. I would love to sit and yap more. You should try Ada Wong. I've thought about Ada Wong. Better go rest. Yeah, I think I'm going to shut up for the rest of today. Rest my voice. And I'm going to finish building my other wardrobe so it looks like that. Are streams back to normal? Yes. Okay, streams. I added the next couple weeks of streams into my Twitch calendar. Streams are back to normal. I'm starting at 2 p.m. my time now to adjust for the time zone. So everything should still be the same. So 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. And Tuesday, Thursday, Sundays. So no big changes with the schedule, but we are back to the schedule now. So next stream will be Tuesday. I think all I have on the docket for Tuesday is ARC. But yeah. Oh no, on Tuesday actually, I wanted to do, we might have to do some nanoblock surgery. I unboxed my nanoblocks and a lot of them didn't make it. They have like ears that fell off and stuff, so I think we should do nanoblock surgery, fix up my nanos that didn't survive, and then I've got these two. So if my throat is better by Tuesday, I think we'll play, or we'll do nanoblocks. But if it's not better, I might play ARC so that I can talk less. So hopefully I'm not getting sick and this is just a result of me talking a lot today. But yeah. And Chimchar first. You guys can vote later. But yeah, so that's our plans for Tuesday. Sorry today was kind of a short stream. Like half of our scheduled time. But it's good to be back. I hope you guys like the new setup. Thank you for hanging out with me for a little bit today. 6-7? Yeah. Alright. Short stream and it's been 3 hours. It was supposed to go to 8. So it's supposed to be 6 hours. But I fear my voice cannot handle another 3 hours of talking. So let's see who is live. I might ship you guys off to someone else. Take a break and good night. Thank you. Good night. It feels so weird to end stream at 5 p.m. That's usually when I start stream. Oh, that's so weird. Oh, okay, a lot of people are streaming. We haven't rated Cat in a while. Do you guys know Strife Cause? I haven't seen her in forever too. I think she's gonna be at AX. All right, go say hi to Kat. She is also a cosplayer and super sweet. Um, yep. Have a good night/afternoon, everyone, and I will see you all on Tuesday. All right. Bye.